This
What's up? Where are we live on?
We are live on my Facebook page.
Oh, what's up, Facebook? What's up, Chad Olshavsky's Facebook?
Yeah.
This is Hank Garza coming at you live, local, and direct today from a section of North Austin that is very near and dear to my heart, the Merrilltown, Wills Branch area. Sorry if I just put your area on blast, but I'm not giving out exact address.
It is. No.
If you want this live, I'm surprised. I'll be honest with you. I don't expect many of y'all to watch this at this time. Check this out, though, dude. I'm a rising star. It's going to happen in like a few years. You're just all of a sudden going to get a bunch of pops on this thing because this episode isn't for right now, bro. This episode is for 6 years down the road when my fans look back and they're like, oh, shit, man.
Yeah.
When you become a fan of Hank, when my Hank heads are out there, dog, and they start doing the research on Poppy Hank.
They'll be like, who was this Chad O guy out there? All
Yeah,
these
man,
years?
and I want to let y'all know that Chad O, he's kind of solid. I wouldn't say he's solid. Like if we were in, I'll hit him with something, but I'll hit him somewhere where I wouldn't hit him in the face. Let's just say that. If I'll definitely hit him with a steel pipe. It wouldn't be to the face though. Not Chad O. You hit him in the chest, knock his wind out, hit him in the stomach, break an arm, break a neck, something like that. I don't think I'd go for the legs. It'd probably be like torso area. That's where I'd stick to, dog.
Okay, so
What's the name of your podcast?
Welcome to ATX Comedy Review.
ATX Comedy Review in the house. Thank y'all so much.
That's the prison intro.
It ain't the prison intro. It is just the intro.
That is the thug life of Hank Garza, just bringing it real.
It's just me, bro. That's the only way I know how to
But
be.
I like that you assume that I'm not going to be anywhere in 6 years. That's really
I
cool.
didn't say you weren't, bro. I didn't say you weren't. I just said for right now, I'm sure we just got other in the future, bro, when they're going to look back and, oh, man, look at these two guys.
Like, who's that Hank Garza guy with Chad O?
Yeah, I'm going to change my name. In the future, I'm going to transition.
Hank G.
Oh, shit.
He be transitioned to
I didn't know Hillary was Hank.
Panzera.
I didn't know Hillary was Hank.
There you go. See, coming out on live
today. You got to throw curveballs at her, bro. I can't let you know my next move.
Right on.
I'll let you know that I'm going to do another move, and you're going to think it's something. I'll come at you with something like that.
So
I'll fucking transition for you.
The idea of this podcast is that we usually talk about what happened last week in comedy.
Good.
And what we did in our stand-up and whatnot. Usually Derek Dimple is my co-host here.
Shout out Derek Dimple.
He said he was going to be out of town.
Geek.
And then he said he was going to be here. And now I think I just realized that I told him that we were... Well, he asked at 2 o'clock and I said yes. And it's noon. But if he shows up, welcome Derek. But for the most part, he might be in town. He might not be. Anyways...
We're here, though.
We are
you
here.
Got me. Why do you need Derek Dimple?
Exactly. So, Hank, so last week I usually start with like what happened like last Sunday, which now this is Monday, so we're a week and a day into this week.
Last Sunday I was at just in review. Shit, last Sunday I was with the family, bro. We got to, man. Family's important or whatever is important to you, man. And then after that, I'm getting to the comedy part is excuse me. I don't know. I feel like you got to have a mix. You can't just be around comics all the time and just I don't know, man. You got to see the world through different eyes and different experiences. And that's just day to day, man. So I start off Sunday hanging out with the family, doing shit like that, and then at night, Daddy goes out and he's a comic, yeah, or at least working on it, trying it, yeah. Sanjak Saloon. What's the other one? Banana Mike. Yeah. Banana Mike's my favorite mic out of the week. Shout out to Candace Medina.
Yeah, last night was fun too. But
and her deviled eggs.
The week before she wasn't there.
She wasn't there. Yeah, that's right.
But they did an okay job. We didn't have the bell or anything.
Yeah, that was lacking. If you're ever gonna if someone's ever gonna host the Banana Mic and it ain't Candace, make sure the fucking bell's there. And the sign up was done fucking weird too, man. They just threw it out there, bro. I don't know if y'all know this. If you run a show, man, us comics are like sharks. And you're throwing that chum out there, a bucket is just like...
the little ones are going to get pushed aside.
Yeah, dude. And that dude, whoever dropped the bucket, just threw it there, bro. And I just went and hogged and dogged, man.
That's what we got to do.
We got to.
Throw some elbows and get in there.
That was the week. Then Monday...
Well, so Sunday I had Sam Kuiper on the show, and then
shout out to Sam, man. I like Sam, even though his eyes are kind of crooked. I like Sam.
And then I went and did his show with Hans.
I'll definitely hit him with the pipe in the face, though.
Yeah, no, he deserves that. But the dating show with Hans, we had a good show with other people.
Other people. What's the show called?
It's called Other People with Hans Kim.
Other People with Hans Kim.
I've been doing that quite weekly.
Yeah, you're like the regular Hans Kim.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. It's been happening here.
He streams that?
Yeah, he streams it live on YouTube, kind of like gets as many viewers as we do. No, he gets like 1,000
For the two live people on this, make sure you catch that shit.
Yeah, it is a fun show.
Catch my boy Hans, catch my boy Chad O.
And then I'll do the I'll put my name in the bucket instead of going to Sand Jack. There's usually an open mic there at the creek, and I actually got pulled out last time. I had a pretty good set. There's a good crowd.
I haven't done that. I'm going to do that.
It's a good crowd.
It is.
I just got to start watching the list once I put my name on emails. I forget to check the list after I email them and say, hey, I want to be on.
I am so bad about that. I've yet to sign up for that mic on an email. I'm like, bro, if I can't show up, like put my name on, I'm that retarded.
Yeah, no, I'm the same.
That fucking globally delayed, as Jared Nathan would say.
We need a good manager though, to that we can just work our shit. That will do it for 10% of nothing for us.
Maybe that's why that mic is so good, because that's how they weed out all the
crap,
all the bozos, all the dummies
that don't check it.
That don't check it. It's like, all right, well, if they're not smart enough to check their email, they're probably not good comics.
And then Monday though, I put my best suit on. Got ready for Kill Tony.
Yeah, I roasted you for wearing that suit.
I thought for sure that was going to be my week.
You and I both.
But
who was on the panel?
That was Ron. No. That was the
Tom?
week.
No, it wasn't.
It was last week.
I don't know. I shouldn't be saying it.
That's
anyway.
funny.
I work on the show.
Oh, but not Janet. The old Aphrodite was.
Oh yeah, Aphrodite was there.
She was there.
And Adam Egate, right?
Oh, Adam Egate was the guest. There it is. Yeah. I haven't seen him in a long time. I used to. So when he first got there, Paulie's brother was running the store before him.
What's his name? Paulie's brother.
I can't remember his name right now.
Is it Sammy?
Yeah, Sammy Shore.
I don't know.
No, Sammy might be his dad.
Okay, I just hear these names.
Yeah.
I'm not an LA guy.
I was going there doing my documentary at the time that he just started taking over, and I got to see the store actually turn into what it is.
What year is this that we're talking about?
Like 2008, 2009.
Oh yeah, so yeah. That's the time I got up here, man. That's cool.
And then let's see. But now he's here. He's gonna be running Joe's new club, right?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's Yonder Wizard and Only Hans. Some of my favorite buddies. Yeah, he is gonna be running the club, man. And he was there on Monday with Aphrodite. That's my first time meeting that lady, Aphrodite. Yo, that lady is something else, man. She can sing.
She can belt it. She's funny. She's got a good personality.
Fun. Yeah, she does. She's
almost 70 now.
People around me often say they get it.
Mm-hmm.
She gets it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I've been told that I get it.
Some people have that you can be around certain people and be okay.
Yeah, it's like she gets it.
Yeah. And then there's Amy O. No.
Shout out to Ms. Amy O. She probably will be watching this.
Is.
I love you, Ms. Amy O.
No, she gets it.
I want to see you on more mics, Ms. Amy O.
She's out there. She was out there with us on Monday night doing it after Kill Tony. She did Shakespeare's and...
I haven't done Shakespeare's yet, but I run...
Shakespeare's just ended. They ended the run on that one. Yeah.
Good, because I wasn't going.
It's your fault.
Now I show up to Creek, man, right after. As soon as William Montgomery... Now I'm taking your move. As soon as William hits the stage...
Don't tell everybody.
Nah, I mean, as soon as the band starts playing.
Yeah. So what I usually do is, like, once we know that there's no more bucket pulls and William's up on stage,
yeah, it ain't no secret.
We'll run over and sign up on the open mic, because the list gets out there around 9:15. If you wait till the show's over, it's like around 10 o'clock. You're gonna miss out.
You'll be number 40. Yeah. Trust me from experience.
So getting there early, I'm around number 9. Now I'll probably be around number 20 because of you fuckers.
Does Ray Chenevieve host that mic every Monday?
He does, yeah.
I like the music that he plays. I don't know where Ray Chenevieve's from. I asked him once. I said,
he's New York. He's a
Ray,
New York guy.
Where you from? And he did something. He threw a game.
NYC is what he said.
Yeah, he do a couple things at me, dude. Where I'm from, man, I took that. Woo, bro, I shit lit something in me that hasn't been lit in a while. I was like, wait, what the fuck, bro? Anyway, yeah, man, you can't just throw random signs at me like that.
It's hard for him to read.
That's what I came to find out, man. So my bad, Ray, for coming at you with that energy and that attitude.
He just did YMCA and you're fucking shanking him in the shower.
I fucking ended up choking him, dog. made him lick my sneakers. Nah, I didn't do that.
Just
I
hold
love you,
your
Ray.
pocket.
But that's cool, man. He hosts a really good mic. I like that. I roasted him and he fucking clapped back. Bow. Like, ooh, you got a soundboard?
We got a little bit of things. We got some images. We got
Images.
Yeah, I'm putting right now. You got the cool glasses on. You coming?
Oh shit, the cool
Look at that.
glasses.
Yeah. See, but in IRL,
I
you
can't
just
see it. I'm
retarded.
just seeing
Yeah,
myself in that
yeah,
camera right
yeah,
there.
No, IRL, you just look fucking stupid. So let me just tell you.
Look, I'm gonna do this out of respect for Chad's house and for him rolling this for me. I don't smoke this stuff.
This is what weed, PCP. What do you don't smoke? Because there's both in there.
That's Sherm, bro. Yo, you ever smoked embalming fluid?
Well, you just did. That's what holds that thing together.
Yeah, I don't like it.
No.
So yeah, that was Monday. Let's get back on track, dog.
So Tuesday, I did the challenge mic.
Where's that at?
That's up Shooters.
How do you sign up for Challenge Mike?
You had to be there at 7:30.
Okay, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, it's on Tuesdays. I know, but it does run pretty late. I know you got to get over to the creek after that. After your show,
I
on
gotta
Tuesday.
get over to Vulcan.
Yeah. Well,
Get it right, dog.
yeah. Well, yeah.
The Vulcan Gas Company. Place
Yeah.
is very near and dear to my heart. They're
Yeah,
very
make
nice
sure
to me
things
over
are
there.
secure.
Nah, I just gotta make sure people are behaving.
Yeah. So Tuesday, I do the challenge mic. What the challenge mic is, though, is you pull a topic out of a bucket and you riff on it for 5 minutes. Now, some people will pull multiple
Would love
topics.
to do that.
But
Who runs that?
Maggie Mayfield.
Shout out Maggie Mayfield and her guitar.
Yeah, she's been on Kill Tony quite a few times, or a couple times, anyways. Lovely voice, lovely lady, hilarious. But yeah, she does some good, funny songs. But anyways, teaching comics how to riff, how to stay on a subject, how to write on the moment. It's a really good mic. She's been doing it since L.A. and she's been doing it here for a year now. But really cool mic. Pulling topics, riffing on them. Then,
What a name too, Maggie Mayfield.
Yeah, it's a stage name.
That's like a okay.
I
was
don't
gonna
know.
say that's
It might
like
be.
some real southern shit. Like man. Hey, I'm all for it. Hank Garza's a stage name. Shit.
because we just can't pronounce the rest of it.
Yeah, you can't pronounce the Ilario Huitzilopochtli. You can't say that.
So and then I'll go down to the creek on Tuesday afternoon or after Challenge Mike and do their open mic, and then I'll go back up to Anderson Mill and close out, which is where we were Tuesday night.
Anderson Mill, Mike Hudak in the house. I
Yeah.
love Mike Hudak. The first encounter I had with Mike Hudak, he was bleeding and he bled on me.
Oh no!
And that we became
Did you give
brothers.
him a tampon or what?
Nah, I think he was on the sauce. This was at an open mic, 2016 summer. Mr. Tramps off of 183 here in Austin by the old Chinatown Center. Old Austin people know what I'm talking about. The old Chinatown Center. Yeah.
Now, were you doing stand up then?
So check this out, man. I started stand up in 2016 for a summer. And then like my kid was born and life happens, you know what I'm saying? And then I just put it in the back shelf.
Yeah.
That has to work, whatever. Cut forward to the pandemic, and then it shows up here, and
Right.
now I'm in it. You know, in a nutshell, that's how it happened. And then I was in, I guess the scene. I've been in the scene, if you want to say that I'm in it.
You're behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes for now since the fall of 2020.
Okay.
So it was 2 years.
Right on.
Yeah. As soon as it got here, like early, before Kill Tony, I don't even think they were doing Kill Tonys here.
Oh, that was before Antone's?
I think Antone's had just started.
Okay.
Yeah, I came along to the Kill Tony show a handful of episodes into Antone's, where I started behind the scenes doing whatever.
Right on.
But yeah, how did that even come up? Why did we even bring this up?
You brought it up now.
Yeah, how did we get here though?
I'm a good interviewer.
No, you're not. You suck. What are you talking- How did we get from Maggie Mayfield to this? Shout out Maggie Mayfield. Though.
Because that's what we do, brother.
Riffing.
You got caught up in the shadow.
I did. I in the Chato Vortex. It's this beautiful spread. I don't know if y'all can see this, man. Y'all look, check it.
So
Chato and his lovely wife April hooked me up with some cupcakes with some ham, bacon, turkey, beef sliders. I don't know what they are, but they look good.
some homemade tortillas there she made.
Homemade tortillas. Are they really?
Yeah, is that kind of cold now? It's
What else we got?
homemade recipes.
Is this
but-
potpourri?
Yeah, that's potpourri. Don't eat that. Don't eat that. Yeah. But the we got vegetables. If you haven't seen those before, that's a
No.
broccoli and cauliflower.
Oh, it's white broccoli?
Then we got cookies and fudge and shit over here, and chips, and we got little smokies in the because you asked for little smokies. They're actually still over there in the
Broccoli sounds like something that people with soul name, right? Broccoli.
Yeah.
And then you just had to call it cauliflower because you couldn't. It was like, oh, it's white broccoli.
Yeah.
It needs a name.
This is about Caucasian flour. That's what that is.
Yeah. Cauliflower is the Caucasian one. It's the Caucasian. It's really just white.
Yeah.
It's white broccoli.
It's what it is. It's a little stiffer. There's a little stick up its ass. It's not as chill.
Cauliflower's good though on certain things, man. I'm not down with the cauliflower pizza crust or cauliflower like nah, man. Just give me cauliflower as it is. If you could cook it good, steam it, whatever, I'll eat it like that.
Yeah.
Don't trick me into eating something that it's not.
Now, are you ever deal with cauliflower ear? You got an MMA background at all?
Yeah. So I did jujitsu for a few years, man. Yeah, I know about cauliflower ears. I never got it.
Yeah.
The school I trained at, there was a lot of dudes there that were conscious about like a lot of things, man. Something that's I don't know if it's controversial or not. It's just not really seen that often. The school that I was at, we wore socks or wrestling shoes with our gis.
So not to spread staph and infections.
I don't even think it was that. It was more of like
street fight.
Yeah, it's like you'll never be. I don't know. I ain't gonna fight no one naked or barefoot or like sweaty.
Oh yeah, I take off all my clothes before I fight.
Yeah, if someone
Greek style.
Yeah,
a little oil. You know.
Yeah, that's the Chado experience right there.
But so you train with your shoes on all the time, huh?
With wrestling shoes, not my shoes. That'd be disgusting. Yeah, with wrestling shoes or socks. Yeah, depends. It wasn't frowned upon. Not everybody partaked in that, like did that, but it was dope.
It teaches you to catch hill hooks and things like that. With
it is, but it's also like teaches you how not to get in positions to get fucking heel hooked.
Yeah,
it's funny you brought up heel hooked. My first class at this school, I get there. And the teacher is known. This was before John Danaher went on Joe Rogan and said, "Why would you ignore 50% of the body?" Yeah, this is before that. This man, and his name is William Vandry, and the school is Vandry Jiu-Jitsu here in Austin. I believe now the school is on Pond Springs. But Vandry Jiu-Jitsu, he's a 6th or 7th degree black belt at this point.
Oh, wow.
Under Carlos Machado. Anyway, my first lesson at his class, I was the only. It was nothing but sharks. It was like blue belts, purple belts, blacks, browns. So we added some red into the mix. You know what I'm saying? That Navajo cinnamon. Anyway, so yeah, we get I'm there, and he was teaching these guys heel hooks and knee bars.
Oh wow!
So he would cover. It was almost like school. Like, all right, for a few months, we're just going to cover this. Oh, that's cool. These moves, and how we're going to get that particular class. I show up. I tell him that I'm ready. I got the gi, whatever. And he's like, hey, look, what I'm about to show you, you are not allowed to do until you are more advanced. Yeah. But I'm not going to teach something else. He's like, but I ain't teaching anything else. So, yeah, man, it was like heel hooks, ankle locks, and like counters from them. Sweet. Like it was an ankle lock or a heel hook, and how you can work that into a sweep. Like just pretty much getting out of it.
That's
like
cool.
You would learn how to get into it and how to get out of it.
Man, so when I started like in 2004, and I wanted to be a cage fighter. That was my goal. And so I found this judo place called USA.
So you've
Stardom.
always been a douche.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
So
a judo place?
Yeah, I found a judo
Hell
place.
Yeah, you were a judoka.
It was all about throw. This guy was a gold medalist judo guy. I mean, it was a good school, but man, it was all judo throws and judo locks and all that shit. And then they took the judo gi, and we started playing around jiu-jitsu. So one of the guys there, he ended up wanting to train jiu-jitsu. He was like a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. Everybody else was, white. So he ended up, we went with him, opened up his own school, and he basically just trained a couple of classes ahead of us and showed us the rest of it. And then, we all just kind of came up together.
Yeah, dude. My first like jujitsu like intro, I went to this one gym that just taught MMA. They were just like, oh, we'll teach you MMA. And it was a dude that was a blue belt teaching people talking. And he fucking his foot caught my face. Oh, I was mad. I wanted to fucking get at this guy. But I was like, isn't that crazy? And then later on, I was like, I don't know if this goes for. Oh, what happened there, man, was we were rolling. And I get like the mat separated. It was like where the mat met. And it separated. And I kid you not, bro. There was like a layer of just hair.
Oh, shit.
And toenails.
Oh, you're like, I'm done. They never cleaned up under the mats. Yeah.
It was like, dude, you're not going to take the time to do it. And then I get to this other school, Vandry School.
They're pulling up the mats, clean up everything, wearing shit.
It smells beautiful in there. It's clean. He's all about cleanliness.
Yeah.
You have to have a clean gi. He doesn't allow people to roll without a rash guard underneath.
That's
it's
cool.
like, yeah, you catch staff that was like, no, you got to protect yourself, man. Wash yourself. Come in here clean. Respect your partner. Respect the place.
That's good, man. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty dope.
Yeah, we always cleaned up after. We always had to take all the mess up. And,
there was always somebody there.
down.
Yeah. I never did that, though.
We're above everybody else, I can tell.
Nah, man, I was always that dude that got winded because this school had some animals, bro.
Oh, yeah.
So they'd be going like 10 more rounds after I'm done. And I'm like,
I was always the biggest guy in class.
I'm like,
these little guy.
I'm like, I ain't sticking around for this. Fuck y'all.
Yeah.
I gotta go raise a kid. I gotta go raise a kid and
That's funny.
be a that was my shoe. I think.
That was you? Okay. I thought somebody was trying to get our attention.
Yeah. Yo, Mrs. Chatto, thank you so much for letting me smoke in your house. That means a lot. My wife wouldn't allow it, so I definitely appreciate that.
I rolled her a joint too.
That's awesome. You have a wife that tokes with you. So does my wife, man. Shout out to that. Shout out to couples that like smoke together.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. When you can do something like it's ritualistic to me, man. I think so.
They're like, because we keep on going, where are those divorce papers? Oh, fuck. This is smoke another one. And then,
That's crazy.
yeah.
So
Anyway.
back to the week, bro. So where we left off fatality. We were at the mic. We were going over the Tuesday mic. So we got to shout out Lazy Days Mike.
Oh yeah, because that's Derek Difflin. So you go down there.
I go. So that's my start. Is I do Derek's mic, and then I go to the Vulcan, and then I either go. I don't really go to Creek. I think the Wednesday mic is done also. Anyway,
I used to get into the Vulcan on Tuesdays when Scott was working the door, but no, I can't
that shit's not allowed, bro. You shouldn't be in there on Tuesday, bro. You got to pay for a ticket, man. You taking money out of my pocket, bro.
No.
What are you doing?
I'm not putting money in your pocket by not going either.
Yeah, it's terrible, bro. Don't be doing that. Comics, if you listen to this, man, don't be coming out trying to sneak in the show.
Everybody else is there. How
we get it. Nah, it's not everybody else is there, man. It's people work there, and then people like are. It's whatever, man.
So okay, so I can't get into the Vulcan on Tuesdays anymore.
Nah, you can. You can do whatever you want. Don't let me stop you. I'm just saying it's a bad look.
Anyways, so free tacos on Mondays. That's okay.
CM Smokehouse, dude. Shout out to my brother Cade. He doesn't need to do that. Kill Tony Show doesn't need to do that, but just out of the love.
Those were good.
You know, so someone decided that we're gonna feed the populace, and that's dope, man. Because that food ain't cheap.
Yeah, no. Somebody
smokes those wings for hours, man. Somebody
I never
smokes
got the wings. I get
somebody
the fucking
smokes
tacos
the brisket and the stuff for hours, man. I like to barbecue, so a lot of time and stuff goes into that, man. And Cade is good people from CM Smokehouse, Cade Mercer. I think he hires comics too, man. So he's good in that respect.
Yeah, Mario Tortini is a comic that works there.
Mario Tanti.
Tanti.
Put respect on his name, dog. Shout out to Mario Tanti and always posting them queer ass pictures on his Instagram as a clown. It was some stupid. I love Mario though, dude.
It is.
I fuck with Mario a lot though, man. Mario looks like the dude from Chromeo. I don't know if you could pull up an image of Chromeo.
No, we're not Jamie Varno.
Yeah, we're not doing that. But
she's working on she's pushing the buttons as hard as she can.
How many people are on the live? None.
Don't fuck off with that. I'll go to my page and we'll find out. Anyways, go on.
Anyway, so I say that me and him look like the dudes from Chromeo.
I don't even know what the fuck Chromeo is.
Chromeo is a cool band, man. They make some decent music. It's so song.
It's pretty fast. He's got captions on here. We got 4 people watching right now.
Oh shit! Shout out to you 4 people, man. I wouldn't be here without you, man. I'm nothing without you. Shout out to you 4 people. I don't know where you are, but I hope you're doing good. If you're with your family, I hope you're tolerating them. If you're at work, I hope you're tolerating that too. I've been there too, man. Don't ever forget that Hank Garza is a comic of the people.
There you go.
I'm your comic. I do this shit for the motherfucker that's stuck at work and that just wants to say all sorts of shit. Oh, shout out to my vet clinic telling me Happy New Year. That does this shit, man. I do it for the dad that has to smoke that sometimes thinks like, man, why don't I just keep doing heroin? Why don't I just leave these kids behind? Fuck this wife, man. Fuck this life. I didn't sign up for this shit.
See, baby, he's the reason we're together still.
Yeah, man. So my voice is for them people, man. My voice is for the people that say fuck it all the time, but just sometimes can't articulate it right.
And get stuck with it.
Yeah, don't ever forget, you Hank heads in the future, because I know a lot of y'all are going to watch this in the future. You're going to go back, oh, man, look at Daddy. He used to be so much fatter, because I'm going to get fucking shredded. Shout out Wasted Well. Shout out my boy, Brigham. Yeah.
All right.
I love it. So now Wednesdays. Let's get to Wednesday.
So Wednesday, let's see. What did we do Wednesday? I know there's
I hear a lot of noise. My bad.
That's all you. See,
if
you just stop fishing with shit.
You're right.
I thought you were around podcast.
No. I only do podcasts for people that I like and respect, bro.
That's cool. But
that's why I'm here. I've only done a handful of them.
But you are around the equipment a lot.
No, I'm not.
No. You don't get on the stage. Stop touching shit. All right.
Hands in my pocket.
There you go. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you doing our podcast.
Of course, dog. What do we do Wednesday?
So I do Cricket in the Cave on Wednesday.
I heard that one's no longer.
Oh, they're not? Because they keep on saying that, but I keep on doing it. And then, because was that Brittany's? Yeah, that was Brittany's on Wednesdays, right? Yeah, she does it.
I thought that was Gareth's.
Was it? Well, we did see. Maybe Gareth is no more. I did Brittany on Wednesday, I think.
Shout out Brittany Ledesma.
Yeah.
And Gareth. Funny story about Gareth, bro. I saw Gareth bomb. He ate a bag of dicks on Kill Tony when it was at Anton's. He gets off stage. I was high as fuck. I go, bro, you suck. Like he goes, thanks a lot. Like really, thanks a lot. I don't know, something like that. I then like time passed and I felt bad. And
you should.
I did, man. And I told my wife, I said, man, something happened and it's been weighing on me, and I shouldn't have been mean to that guy. And she goes, yeah, well, maybe you'll get your chance to make it up to him. I think a few weeks later, I was at Skankfest when it was in Houston, and that dude was there. Uh-huh. And he goes, hey, remember me? I go, no. And he tells me, he goes, dude, I do Kill Tony, and you tell me that I go, bro, that was you? I said, man, I was just talking. And we ended up smoking a blunt. Now we're good friends.
That's funny. How are you going to make it up to him? You didn't even remember what the fuck you looked
like.
Yeah,
well, I just assumed he was a white guy. I assumed one day.
You knew eventually he'd come up to you.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I don't know. If we ever cross paths.
Yeah. All white guys come back up for the Indians.
Terrible,
anyways.
Dog.
So Thursday.
Wednesday. We didn't cover Wednesday. There's another mic besides Creek, right?
Yeah, so I'm just having trouble remembering it now.
See, I don't know too many of these mics, man, so that's why I'm asking these questions, because you put me onto these.
Yeah. So, actually, this last Wednesday, I had to work for Christmas money, so I didn't get to go out as much. But I do have it here. Let me see what we do on Wednesday, because I know I do. Oh, yeah, so there was like, there's is it the tiniest mic or the tiniest bar?
Tiniest bar.
They do Wednesday and Thursday. No, Tuesday and Thursday. See, I'm way off. You threw me off, man. Got all this dead air here. So, yeah, what do you do on Wednesday?
I'm trying to think now.
So you have another show you're watching?
Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm usually at the Vulcan.
Yeah.
Or whatever's going on. But nah, so...
You don't do Thursdays, though, with...
I do Thursdays with you now.
Where's me?
Narbar.
Okay. That's not my... That is Joyce...
Oh, is it? I don't know. I've only been there once.
Yeah, because the one time I invited you was the one time I was hosting. But yeah, yeah.
I didn't go last week.
Yeah, see,
it's the holidays, bro. You gotta be.
And then on Christmas, you're like, no, you gotta come out now. And then I have. It's a
that was Christmas Day. Yeah, leading up. to
Well, that was Christmas Day. Yeah.
That means you already did the deed. Kids opened up the gifts. Whatever. It's nighttime.
They want to watch Christmas movies and hang out, and smoke joints. The kids got a lot of weed for Christmas,
That's cool.
Yeah.
I wish somebody would give me weed for Christmas. Shit.
Yeah.
I got these joints. I got the spread here.
See,
so
you got a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, man. I got broccoli, And I also got white broccoli.
Yeah. No, he's not gonna eat it.
Coliflor y broccoli.
That's gonna fuck up his system. It's gonna
Hell
get in there
no,
with all the
man.
fucking enchiladas and shit.
With all the CM Smokehouse. Yo, shout out CM Smokehouse. I do eat a lot of it.
Here he goes. He's gonna die on our podcast. Is that the first time you've rated vegetable tank?
I love vegetables.
All right.
I'm
So
gonna turn you into a fucking vegetable after this podcast.
everybody's watching Hank eat broccoli now. It's very interesting. But so Thursday, Friday, everything's cool. Now tonight we're going to kill Tony again. It's back on tonight, right? We're not missing. No. So that's gonna be good. I'm not gonna wear the suit.
Good, thank you, man. Thank you for not wearing the suit.
Yeah.
What do you think the viewers of this come from? Like, do you think the viewers of this podcast are Kill Tony fan? Like, they watch Kill Tony too?
No, because my people that we're watching it right now are people that have been with me when I was like making moves in LA. Being a writer. These are.
Tell me about that.
These
What'd you
are-
write on?
I
What'd
used
you
to-
write?
so I-
Suicide notes?
No, that was before. Once I got better at writing, I turned those into scripts. Never followed through with anything, obviously. But no, I wrote a comedy called Mitch and Stu's Quest, and I wrote it for Jason Mewes to be in it, and that was my goal.
Who the fuck is that?
And Jay from Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh,
Yeah. So that was my goal, was to get him in it, and so I started. Here's how I did it. It was MySpace at the time. I'm hitting up everybody on MySpace that is friends with Muse to say, hey, I wrote this movie specifically for him. If anybody knows how or interested in producing this movie, hit me up. Hit up everybody. And sure enough, somebody hits me back and says, hey, let me see the script. I'll be interested in it. So I send him the script. He's like, yeah, it's great. I'm interested in producing it. Come on down to Hollywood, to Los Angeles, and we'll talk about it. So I end up getting signed a contract with this guy for 6 months. Tells me he knows Jason, he knows all these people, blah, blah, blah. Turns out he was a production assistant on Clerks 2. Doesn't know anybody. But now I'm in Los Angeles and have moved away from my family, everything on this guy's deal. I'm in a 6 month contract. Can't do anything. So I start writing another movie, just trying to do other things. But I'm not wanting to write a comedy. I'm going to write an action movie called, I ended up writing The Story of a Gun. It's a volume 1. There's a volume 2 called The Story of a Sword, and volume 3 is called The Story of an Axe. But anyways, this is a badass story about this Desert Eagle 50 caliber gun and how it goes to different people's hands and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, so I'm starting to pitch this movie, and somebody goes, hey, because at the time I'm trying to get everybody in in Mitch and Stu, because I think that the guy knows Muse. So I'm telling everybody else, hey, I got this movie being made. I'm meeting people. Hey, you want to be in this movie? Just networking bullshit and doing that thing. And eventually, somebody who I promised I'd roll to runs into Muse at a gift suite, and he goes, hey, I'm supposed to be in this movie with you. And he goes, what movie is that? He goes, Mitch and Stu's Quest. He goes, I've been hearing about this movie. Who the fuck is this? So he puts him on the phone with me. And I get a call, and he goes, hey, man, this is Jason. I heard about this movie. Here's my information. Give me a copy of the script. So I give him the script. He loves it. And I'm like, well, this movie's having a contract with an asshole that says he knows you, but he doesn't. And I don't really want to make that movie with him. Here's another movie I'm working on. It's this action movie. Are you interested in it? So I send it to him. He's like, this is a badass movie, blah, blah, blah. It's cool. It's way, it's like a $30 million film. It's crazy budget film. I've never written anything else in my life, blah, blah. But anyways, so we go and meet Muse, me and April, actually. April's in LA with me now at the time. And we go meet him at Starbucks. And he's like, man, you're a great writer. I really like what you're doing. I want to make a Mitch and Stu's Quest. I can't do this other movie, but I want to do Mitch and Stu. I'm like, well, it's tied up with this asshole. He goes, well, come to this thing we're hosting. It was a pop art event at Golden Apple Comics. And it was Quentin Tarantino, Kevin Smith, and Jason Mewes were the ones being presented at this thing. The other movie I'm writing is very Tarantino-ish. I'm like, holy shit, this is whatever. So we follow Muse. He's riding a motorcycle, and we're in my little Nissan Sentra. and we're following Muse.
Did you beat him up? Get to the point, dog. What'd you do with this guy?
So there's a line of people outside, and they're all standing there. He stops and he goes, Snooty Boogies, blah, blah, blah. You know, they're all cheering for him, blah, blah. He goes to the back. We find a place to park. He goes, why don't you follow me to the back? Anyways, we go back there. We're hanging out, blah, blah, blah. Through this line, as this, people are coming up meeting him and blah, you know, this VIP event.
Yeah.
That dude who optioned the movie comes back there. Me, April, Jason Mewes, and a couple other film people are talking about Mitch and Stu's Quest. The guy who owns Mitch and Stu's Quest literally walks up to us. He goes, hey, Mewes, how you been? Blah, remember me? He goes, oh, yeah. And he turns his back to him and just continues talking to us. Totally snubs the guy. I go, actually, that's the guy who... He's like, fuck that guy. We're going to get that movie back. And that was our goal. So from there, he started...
Dog, I don't know anything about Dick, though. Like, I'm not from, like, the movies world, but, like, so, you telling me that if you come up with an idea in L.A., some other motherfucker could easily just grab your idea and then they own your idea?
For, like, yeah, the contract time. Yeah,
How the fuck do you even allow that to happen?
Exactly. That's called a movie option. So what they'll do is they'll give you a little bit of money to own that movie for a certain amount of time.
Bro, I'm a son of a rancher, dog. That shit don't make no sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you telling me, like... I gotta get... What?
Yeah. So, we ended up getting it back. He wanted to produce it, but I ended up burning that bridge.
Fuck that. I hope you lit kerosene on it. Man, that shit's wild to me, though, bro. You telling me motherfuckers could, like, just straight up profit off...
Yeah. And use me to network with that guy, trying to make his connection now. Trying to make the connection that he said he had. He's using my movie to make that connection happen that he never really had.
That's that IP, huh? That intellectual property.
Yeah.
That's whack.
Yeah. So speaking of, I wrote a comedy book this week. It got published. It's a prompt book. Can you reach it over there, April? Do you have one over there? Too, right? So actually, I want to show you this thing, man.
Let me see it. Funny story about a comedy book. I don't know what it was.
Look at this.
In the green room, they were having a... Oh, I saw you posted this, man. What is it?
So it's writing prompts, and then you just write your own jokes. So I published a blank book. But cool. Yeah, so I thought that was fun.
Why did you use Eddie Murphy?
I thought it was a cool inspiration for where I started. As
Eddie Murphy inspired you?
Oh yeah. And you start off with
you're at that age, right? Yeah. You're from the late '80s. See, I was born in the late '80s.
Yeah. So now I was watching Beverly Hills Cop and another 48 Hours, and even I was gonna be on fucking Saturday Night Live. I was watching these reruns of this stuff on like Nick at Night and.
See, I know him from Dr. Doolittle. I know him from Nutty Professor. I know him as like that Eddie Murphy. So I knew of Raw, like eventually later I saw it, but you can't replace the fact that like I saw those movies before I saw Raw. So to me he was always
a goofy daddy type.
Yeah.
What about Adam Sandler?
I never digged Adam Sandler, man.
Yeah, because you were like later on in this movie, so, like.
I mean, I don't know. I just in my household we just didn't. I don't know. No one in my household really liked Adam Sandler stuff, man, and it wasn't there. I'll tell you what was big: the Blue Collar Comedy Tour.
Yeah.
Ron White was big in my house.
So that types of comedy for you, huh?
I would say just regular people comedy, man. I never really like related, or not that. I don't know. It's just we weren't never like.
You'd be the son of a rancher, though. Like you said, that seems like you would be the blue collar comedy type, Ron White,
Well, I mean, also that's what I was expecting.
Jeff Foxworthy.
I'm also growing up in a town and during a time where the internet wasn't around, so I'm subjected to whatever comes on the TV, dog.
Okay. Yeah,
so I came across Blue Collar Comedy Tour because growing up we had cable. And on CMT, Country Music Television.
What the fuck you don't watch a CMT, man?
Exactly.
That's your first problem.
Nah, man, that's I mean,
they had Comedy Central.
Part of it. Yeah, but they weren't playing that. They were playing Adam Sandler movies, not Adam Sandler stand-up.
No, I'm not talking about Adam Sandler specific. I'm just saying, just better comedy in general.
At night, so they had the 30-minute. But I'm telling you, they also had on CMT on the weekends. They would play comedy or at nights, and not only would they play the Blue Collar Comedy Tour, they would play a Ron White special. They would play Jeff Foxworthy's, Bill Engvall, Larry the Cable Guy, their hours, and another guy named Henry Cho.
Okay, I know Henry.
Yeah. Oh man, so
Joe just brought him up last week.
He did.
That's crazy.
A year ago, I brought him up on a road trip. We were going to South Padre Island. Me, Hans Kim, Ben Bankus, and Ben Bankus' father. Shout out to them. We were heading down there, and I didn't really know Hans like that. It was like that road trip kind of brought us closer together. I would say he may disagree, but whatever. We saw each other's dicks.
You were looking. That's the problem.
We were both looking, and so he brought up like who I like my top comics, and I said, yeah, Henry Cho. He goes, what do you know about Henry Cho? What are you talking about? I'm like, one of my favorite jokes is like, hey, growing up, we would play cowboys and Indians. I was always the cook. And for people that don't know, Henry Cho is an Asian gentleman with a very heavy Southern drawl. Very heavy Southern drawl. Does he lean on it? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I just know him as that. So that was funny to me. They would also play Alex Raimundo. Then yeah, of course, like Comedy Central. I didn't really like too many of the Comedy Central ones that they were playing at the time. At the time, bro, it was like Dane Cook.
Yeah. So that's what I was digging at that time. It was
at that time I was digging HBO. They were playing.
See, that was Chris Rock was big on HBO at that time.
Yes, he was, dude. Yes, he was phenomenal, dude. Dave Chappelle back at like one of his first early. I think he did 30 minutes with them, and then he did a first hour. And then another one for What It's Worth, then Live at the Fillmore. I can't remember what the first one's called. The one where he jokes about the baby and the projects and then sneaking out and selling the weed.
I saw a baby.
I saw a baby. I saw
a baby go home.
I can see your birth canal. Yeah, man. So I was trying, and I'm trying to think what other comedy was on HBO that was big. Chris Rock, of course, Dave Chappelle, like we already mentioned. Was it Pablo Francisco?
I think he's a little bit later.
He was,
like Dov Davidoff was actually coming up at that time too. If you know,
there was another one,
and then
I think I also caught the tail end of what's that dude that yells, Carlin?
Oh yeah, dude that yells, Carlin. That's
yeah. No, not him. The guy with the glasses, Jew guy with the fro.
You talking about Gallagher?
No, rest in peace though. He does stand up with the hand in his pocket. He's always talking. I don't know, man. I can't think of his name right now.
The guy with the fro always does. Oh, all right.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, comedy was big, and then some other comedy that was big for me was comedy in Spanish. So in South Texas, we had this it was like local TV. Local access, but for like Latin TV. On channel where I lived, it was channel 17, and they had this program called Pocos Pero Locos, few but crazy, and it was comics, and it was like 7-10 minute sets, and we talking like Joey Diaz did some of them.
Oh, that's
Felipe Esparza, George Perez, Willie Barcena, Gabriel Iglesias. And this is before these names are up here. Like they're coming up and they're young. And I'm seeing this on the weekend, like, that's funny. Like, and it's funny to me because it's people that look like me and that sound like me. That sound like me, I mean, like, not just all brown people sound the same, but in South Texas, no matter what your race, I know white dudes that talk like this too. It's like, we just talk with a certain way, a certain slang that we use. And that comedy was full of it.
That's cool.
Yeah, so what about you, dog? Like, did you have anything? It was always like, what was it for you?
So, I got married when I was 18, first.
You got married when you were 18?
Yeah. So we've been married 23 fucking years.
Congratulations, man. I just celebrated 10 years of marriage.
Yeah.
I got married at 24.
Yeah.
I thought I was young.
So, but we used to go to comedy clubs, like
hell yeah,
as a date night type thing. So we like
in Oklahoma.
Yeah, we go.
What comedy club? What was the name of it?
Looney Bin was our main one. So like if you see
where was that at?
These types of glasses, you'll notice that we have like all like the
So it's y'all dig it. Where was that? Oklahoma City.
So that was in Oklahoma City, the Looney Bin.
Okay,
and, and we would see like local comics, but then we see like touring comics, and I would always talk to them about like, hey, you know what. Get advice on comedy, and they would be like, "Get a good solid 15 minutes, and you tour the United States, or this different thing." So I was kind of interviewing comics before there was even a thing, and so like one night we missed David Tell. We didn't get to see him, and we were sitting there smoking weed in the parking lot, and he's in the back behind the Looney Bin smoking a cigarette. I go, David Tell, and he's like, hey, how's it going? and that was kind of my first kind of like behind the scenes.
I loved his show Insomniac
Yeah,
on Comedy Central.
yeah.
One of my favorite shows, bro.
He was the most approachable type of comic, especially during that time. That was during that time, but he was always sold out. Obviously. So that little moment where he just like, hey, waved to me. I was like, oh, that's just a regular comic. It's just a regular dude hanging out. Then we'd go to like comedy clubs throughout our years. But then when I got to LA, I ended up making friends with a buddy of mine named Jay Davis.
Shout out Jay Davis.
And he produces comedy shows in LA, but he was also on Tourgasm with Dane Cook. He was the young comic that everybody made fun of and whatnot, the opener guy. So he would produce these shows on Tuesdays at the Laugh Factory, and I ended up hanging out with him and like Frank Nicotero was.
Let me ask you something real quick, dude. What was it about Dane Cook that you like?
I really like Dane off stage.
Okay.
Because he's very quiet and to himself and just plays guitar, and then when he's reserved and in his own.
You sure you don't want to bang this dude?
Unless there's girls around, he's a character, and then when he's on stage, he's a character. So I saw there was you don't have to be the same guy you're on stage.
You like someone that could turn the switch, that could flip the switch.
So that's what I do. I feel like I feel like I'm not
nice.
I'm not the same guy I am on stage I am off stage, but I can go do that anytime.
I feel like I need to be. I feel like I need to be the person that I'm off stage on stage.
Yeah, no, and some people are, and they have really good stories and they have really good comedy. The stuff I'm saying is outrageous. Yeah, and I can't be that guy off stage.
For me, where it comes from, it's from the love of rap.
Yeah,
the love of hip hop, and what I'm getting to is, I'm a big fan of Tupac, I'm a big fan of Rick Ross. Also, I'm a big fan of anyone that can make music, and they say it almost like talking. Their cadence.
Yeah.
Like when you hear Tupac songs.
That's some Danny Brown type shit.
Yeah, that's how he sounds like. Like that's how he would talk. It's not a different voice. Same with Notorious B.I.G. A bunch of, especially like in like the Southern rap, man, like H-Town, DJ Screw, Big Hawk, Big Mo. It was these artists that would just sing, and then it's like, oh, that is them. It's not a different voice. Like that was big for me, and like subconsciously, I just always that's cool to me. So to me now, when I do comedy, it just comes to me that way. I feel like, all right, it's like, so it's a little hard to put it in, like I don't even know what I'm trying.
That's how Joey Diaz is. He is himself exaggerated a little bit more, but those are his real stories, his real life, and he just brings it out and throws it out at you. I think that's kind of where you're coming from. Is that in that heart?
Probably. Yeah, man. I'm a big Joey Diaz student, man. From the church of what's happening now. I'm a church soldier. Have been, and will forever be loyal to the church.
Yeah.
I know he's got the Uncle Joey's joint, but to me, it will always like the church of what's happening now was important to my life, dog. Like it's crazy. And the crazy thing is that like I'm not the only one that feels that way. I've talked to people, and like when they just have to say the church, and we know, dog. No. You don't have to say the whole, it's just the church. And it meant a lot of things for everybody, man, because that man put it out there. It's like you could go through all these problems. You can have all these things on your conscience and on your mind and on your past and on your heart, and it will be all right.
Yeah. There's always tomorrow, man. That's the thing. Yesterday was yesterday. There's always tomorrow.
I don't think it was about always tomorrow. I think it was about like right now. You're alive right now, and we got to do this.
For sure. Yeah.
And sometimes like people, when you're going through shit, man, I feel like that fucks a lot of people up as you think about what happened or what you did. You think like you're caught up in the past and you're trying to plan for a future, but you're not in the now, and you're going to get lost, man. You get lost in the sauce, man.
So I think
you get lost in the sauce.
What I'm thinking of with Joey is the just going out on stage and just being it, and somebody saying some shit or whatever. He'd be like, I'll see you tomorrow, dog. There's always tomorrow. yeah. That was what
I'll tell you a funny, not a funny. It's a Joey Diaz story that I didn't know was gonna motivate me, and now it's a big motivator. And this doesn't come from any place of hate in my heart, not at all. right before the pandemic, Joey, the last show he did in Austin was at Cap City at the original location where I think the show was 2019 or something. It's a Saturday show, second show. He did Thursday, one show Thursday, two shows Friday, two shows Saturday. It's the last show on Friday, and we're done. And I leave early because I knew the show was wrapping up. And I'll tell you this, I didn't think he was that funny that night. He wasn't like. I think I had a different expectation because I'm used to Joey in the podcast. I'm used to Uncle Joey.
Yeah.
And then now I'm seeing Joey Diaz. And it's like, oh, you're telling jokes or stories I've already heard.
Right.
But I've heard the 15-minute version of it. And you're telling me the quick punchline to it. And I kind of already know where the punchline is going because I listen to so much of your podcast.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that, you know? It's like, I get it, like, just talking, sometimes that's where material comes from. So anyway.
So you were a little let down.
I wasn't let down. I was just like, I've already seen it.
Yeah. Which is tough for comics because they can't fucking do the same jokes twice now. That's as a fan, as a comic.
So
yourself.
see, that's how I see it at that point. In my eyes.
Right.
At that time. So I'm like, all right, man, I'm going to get... He was finishing with his story. Now, I had seen him the year before. I don't even think it was like a full year, and it was kind of the same story. He did that story, though. The year before, I think he did the joke early or middle of his set. This time, it was at the end of it, and it had gotten better. I could tell. I was like, but I knew it. It's like, damn, dude, I listen to Uncle Joey like 4 hours a day. I listen to the latest episode, and then I go back and just listen to back episodes and shit. Dude, I won't lie. Episode 454 with Ralphie May, I've listened to that episode no less than like 24 times in my life.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, I get out of the room, and I'm there, and I'm like, I roll a blunt, dog. Roll a blunt, and then everyone's coming out. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, let me put this out. I don't know if people remember Cap City. I doubt. Anyway, the way to the green room or through the green room was you had to go through the kitchen, and the kitchen empty, like where it was just weird where it emptied out. You had access to the kitchen, whatever. Long story short, he came out of those doors, and I was already first in line without knowing I was in line for the meet and greet.
Oh, okay.
So he's making this face like he opens the door. He has his phone. He puts it in his pocket. He had a hoodie, and I remember he put it in his hoodie. He puts his hand on it. He goes, and he puts his head up, and it was like he's such a professional.
Yeah,
that's what I'm getting to. Is he was like whatever. He might have gotten some shitty news, whatever, and he just turned it on and went to shake hands. When I saw that, I didn't want that handshake. For whatever reason, I did not want that.
Huh?
I didn't want it.
Yeah.
I could tell it wasn't genuine. I don't hold it against him. I turned and Lee Syatt's right there, dude. I have a video. I won't bother pulling it up, but it's a very special video that I have, dude. It's like I was so excited to meet Lee Syatt. Like the excitement I thought I was going to have for Joey, I got for Lee. I was like, oh, shit, that's Lee. Anyway. So now, cut forward to I'm doing comedy. I don't hold that against Joey Diaz. Now it's almost like I use it as, for me, it's motivation. It's like, you're going to want to meet me one day. And it's not like, hey, from a bad, like, no. I just want to do good enough to that one day he wants to shake my hand and not have that. It may sound kind of like egotistical, like, nah, he's good. He has to bend the knee. It's not like that. It's just, in my eyes, I want to earn that handshake. I don't just want to get it. And, I want there to be something behind the handshake.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's my Joy Diaz story, dog.
That's cool, brother. Yeah, no, get that authentic time.
Yeah, that was weird. And that night, man, so check this out. This is how weird life works. That happens. I meet Lee Syatt. After I meet Lee, I hear, oh, yeah, Danny Brown is there with the shiniest grill you've ever seen. And when I'm talking about Danny Brown look good, this dude, no homo, look, this man was like up and down in what I think was like black pants, a red velvet shirt, red velvet shoes. Looking fresh as a motherfucker, bro. And then his lady was with him, matching red dress. It was a work of art. I was wild. And now we're kind of,
Yeah,
I don't want to give out too much, but
you
yeah,
hang out with Danny
no. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're in some circles every now and again.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So now you get to see him on more of a regular basis. And
Yeah.
it's more not
Yeah, and it's like, oh man, like it all came from that night of like, Shortly after that night, I went and saw Joe Rogan at the Bass Concert Hall here. I think it was like a month after. And that was a good show. He did it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then COVID happens, and then they're here, and now, you know.
I only got to see him that one Tuesday that I saw you that day. But man, to see him do it live.
Did we tell that story? That's where we met, right? We met in the green. Who were you with? I don't remember that guy.
Isn't that great? No, I was with a buddy of mine, Brian Swinehart from L.A.
Okay.
He helped me. He was a friend of.
How does he know Tony?
They did comedy together.
That's what. It was.
So he was a 16-year comic.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's what I'm saying. We all kind of knew each other at that time, but I was occasionally. I never really knew Hinchcliffe directly, but I would give him like $40 to get seated, in a booth, or like we would see each other passing, and I literally saw that dude come up. I literally see him go from stage to stage, like we do on we do three mics a night. I saw him literally doing those 3 mics a night. He would go from the Laugh Factory to the Improv to the Comedy Store. Really do the $3. But I was doing the same thing. But as a fan, I was watching them. I wasn't going and doing the mics. I was watching all those comics. Come up because I was writing movies, and those guys were inspiring me to write.
You fucking out there stealing ideas, bro?
No. If anything, I've seen a few of my ideas. No. But no, it was just cool to see everybody, and that's how I knew Brian. I literally watched him.
Brian Swinehart.
Yeah,
that was all right.
Yeah, I literally watched him come up. He's done my podcast over the years. He was one of the first ones I did a documentary with.
What documentary did you do?
It's called Bringing Home Hollywood, and it was all about people who went to L.A. to make it in L.A., and then like the writer's strike happened, and L.A. left them.
Explain to me the writer's strike. See, in my world, I don't know anything about that. I don't think that ever affected me. I was doing drugs. I don't think I was watching shows.
No, I was option.
I was eating broccoli.
Yeah, I was an option writer. We had movies to be made. I had 2 movies in options that were set to be made, and then this writer strike happens in 2008, 2009, where they're demanding more money, more profits, blah blah blah, and all the little guys like me don't have any of those WGA benefits, the guilds and all that shit. So I ended up making a documentary during that time about people like me and the people who were out there trying to be actors and writers and
molest victims.
Yeah. So you know my uncle, but we all started talking about it. I was like, man, we got to put this on film. So I bought a bunch of DV tapes. Like he had to put on fucking tape back then, And we sit there and started interviewing everybody, putting it together. But like I got interviews with like Frank Nicotero because one of the things we had to do as a job during that time was go do audience work and laugh and clap for $8 an hour. yeah, exactly. And Frank was the warm up guy a lot of times.
Yo, that was a job?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah, so
Hollywood is so weird, dude.
He had his own show called Street Smarts.
I am so glad that whatever this is that's in this town, whether you want to call it a scene or not, I don't know what people want to call it, but I'm so glad that I don't see anything like that, and I hope it will never turn that way.
Those jobs are out there. Yeah, I actually just almost did Bill Burr locking up phones for like $20 an hour. It's a little bit more pay now, but they're still offering those types of gigs out here,
Yeah.
But I didn't do it because I didn't want to buy clothes for it.
Yeah, that's weird, dude.
Yeah, it's hard to be on this side of it and that side of it at the same time, and want to be hanging with those guys, but also trying to lock their phones up for their jobs. But yeah, so that was the deal. Especially as a writer, coming up, making these films, talking to these guys about this shit, putting it together. I got everybody's story, but like some good friends I made out of it, like were like Mo Collins from Mad TV. She's a great comic.
I love Mad TV.
Yeah,
I was Mad TV over SNL. I don't think I watched any SNL growing up. It wasn't. It wasn't.
I watched
my thing.
both because Mad would come on like right after, and you could literally watch them both.
Nah, dude, it was for me on Fox 29 where I grew up, my part of South Texas, and it was something would be at Mad TV would come on from 10 to 11.
So Saturday Night Live would come out later. That's what it was.
Saturday Night Live started at 10:35.
Okay.
But after Mad TV, it came on WWF's Shotgun Saturday Night.
Okay.
That was that was some shit, man. And then I was going through I was becoming a little man at that point, man. And at those times, they were showing these very provocative TV commercials. Girls Gone Wild, this shit, man. So you talk a little boy stimulated on comedy.
Well, you had late night HBO too.
And then he's watching, hell yeah. Real sex, G-string divas. Oh, yeah.
I'm aware.
On Thursday nights.
Yeah.
Oh, that was my night, dude. I was yanking them out. Isn't that crazy, man? I would wait all week. now we just, that has to have messed with our psyche, with our evolution of man. Kids, I've seen more naked women in phones and porn than probably all of my male lineage for the last I don't know how long. If you think about how much just in porn, let's say you go back 400 years in your lineage, that whoever that man was.
Oh yeah, he would
die.
He'd explode.
Yeah, he'd explode. Yeah, he maybe saw 3 pussies in his lifetime, if even. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, one set of tits his whole life.
Yeah.
He'd go nuts watching black dudes bang little Asian chicks.
Yeah, there definitely would be a lot more people right now.
Oh yeah, man. He'd lose his mind with Shane Diesel.
Maybe there'd be less people. I don't know. Maybe there'd be all jerking off. I wonder if that would be.
I don't know. Jerking off can't be good. Looking at porn can't be good, man. Trust me.
Yeah, I wonder if we're slowing down the evolution chain by that.
I don't know. I'm slowing myself down by porn. How long we been going at this, man? Where's Derek Denfo? If he's gonna show up, we're gonna do a whole JRE 3-4 hour fucking. I hope he's strapped in April. We going deep.
Let's see where we're at. We are only at an hour.
Oh yeah, we gravy, dog. So what? What do you usually talk about on this shit? I'm telling you, man. No one's gonna watch this right now. They're gonna come back in a few years. I'm super successful.
Yeah, well, we should be super successful now, though. We should be making little. What is it? I lost my train of thought. That's why I can't be super successful right there. I still need note cards for stage.
You gotta put the time in, man. You gotta put the time in. I think you brought that up to me once. You're like, why aren't you up there getting bumped? I'm like, fuck no. I can't do that, bro.
Well, I'm saying everybody who comes over from the Vulcan, all the door guys, they bump in there.
I'm not a door guy.
Yeah, I know, but you are you're in the crew. You can't leave during time.
No, I'm not. I can leave at any time.
Well, that's up to you then.
Yeah, I can leave at any time. So that's the thing. I don't work for the Vulcan.
You're just hanging out?
No. I work for Tony Hinchcliffe.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So, but I mean,
all those guys who are working for the Vulcan, who is working.
Dude, let's get the shit, man. Most of those guys don't even fucking like me.
Who's most of those guys?
We're not gonna go name names.
The door guys you're talking about?
The ones that are gonna watch this out of hate. I doubt they'll get into this an hour in though. But nah, I'm just saying that nobody hates me. Of course, everybody wants to see me succeed, right? Everybody wants to see the guy that's well connected succeed.
That's the thing is we definitely sit alone a lot. There's a lot of clicks that happen outside of.
Are there though? I don't think it's clicks though, man. I don't think it's clicks. I don't hold anything against anybody, man. I heard some real shit on the way over here. Nobody is against you. They're just for themselves.
There you go. So what do you?
And I'm seeing that a lot. Yeah, and it's cool, man. I've always been that way though. I don't know. Yeah, this comedy thing is cool though, man. I think it has the potential to change my opinion on that, because I've seen, if you want to call them clicks, I wouldn't call them clicks, but whatever it is, when partnerships or friendships or whatever, that shit works, man. It helps people, and I've seen people get help and actually have gotten good. There's a lot of talent. A lot of talent going on right now, man, in this scene, dude.
Yeah.
A few that I'm just going to call out. One of them is Ryer.
Yeah.
Ryer Cameraman. Am I saying her name right?
Yeah.
Dude, she is so hilarious. And it's so different from the shit you normally hear, or like what you're used to a comic sounding like and or looking like.
Yeah.
And it's, I like it. It's very funny. I don't know if she likes to roast or not. I get the feeling that it's not really her thing, but the way her clapbacks are very funny.
Yeah, she does a banana phone, and
she's funny.
Yeah.
I love Ryer, dude.
Yeah.
Ryer's hilarious. Who's some of your favorite like comics right now in the scene? Like, take out the big comics, like.
So I like Zach LaBoza. He's
Zach LaBoza. Remind me who that is, bro. No disrespect, Zach.
He's got the girlfriend with cancer jokes.
Yeah, he was wearing the Packers thing last night. Does he really have a girlfriend with cancer?
She's in remission, but yeah.
Okay, well, shout out to her, man. I hope she makes it. And if she's listening, yo, I'm with you in spirit.
Yeah.
Cancer sucks, man, for everybody.
He's been doing it for a long time. He actually, him and Brian knew each other, I think, from Florida and LA too. So
Brian Swinehart's from Florida. And what's this guy's name again? The one you just brought up?
Zach LaBoza.
Zach LaBoza. Yeah. That dude was funny, man. He was funny last night.
Yeah, and then Jack Stoltman, who hangs out.
Jack Stoltman's funny. Yeah, that dude's funny, man.
Yeah. But you know, these like even like Charles Adams Jr. You know, he's out there.
Austin Original.
He's been doing it for 13 years and still.
Austin Original. Shout out to Charles Adams Jr.
He's gonna be on here next week, actually.
Is he?
Yeah.
I'm coming back. I don't give a fuck what you say. I'm gonna show up.
So now we're just gonna hang here just for the food every time.
Nah, not the food. I'm just gonna hang out, dog. I gotta check you. Like, yo, you doing this wrong, dog. Yeah. Why you got Derek Dimple here?
Because
we should just film too.
I do believe I did talk to you about this kind of shit 10 weeks ago, and you're like, I don't know who the fuck you are. Go away. And
I'm like that, bro. My bad.
So
I'm naturally like that. I don't like people. I just don't like people. Yeah. I'm in common. I don't know, man. Just experiences in life and what I do, and yeah. I'd rather just be with myself and with my thoughts.
No, I get it. But now you'd rather be over here because you see what it's all about.
Yeah, I'm over here in Merrilltown, dog. I'm over here off of 1325. Dude, I lived all over this place over here, man. I love this side of town.
It's funny. Redman lives somewhere around this side of town, too.
Yeah, he's up here. I mean, not on the different town. I don't want to give out too much of where my brother stays at, but...
No, he's north side it's got some nice qualities to it.
Austin is a funny town, man. Do you think a lot of people listening to this don't live in Austin?
Well, it's supposed to be Austin Comedy Review, but most of my people are like LA, everywhere. Yeah.
Anybody in Austin, man, look here. Can I just go over some shit in Austin that I've noticed, like living here 15 years?
Yeah, we got 2 viewers watching us right now about that shit.
Oh, yeah. Dave, shout out to those 2 viewers.
What's up, David? Steven Wisniewski. That's my old podcast partner. We used to do Toking Today together.
Toking Today.
He used to do marijuana reform. He's one of the main reasons that marijuana is legal in Arizona right now.
Gay.
Yeah, he's a very gay, very good guy.
Nah, just kidding. Shout out to that, man.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So.
Yeah, so living in Austin, man, it's the city is not that big, and if you want to live good, I'll let you in on a secret. You don't live in Austin.
No.
Yeah, that's just a fact.
That was the plan, but it keeps on giving me this address.
No. I'm just saying, like, you don't live inside of like what is Austin. What I consider, most people consider Austin is the city, and there's like no houses in the city unless you live in like Tarrytown, Pemberton Heights, or Hyde Park, and these are these neighborhoods that like actually have homes and that aren't just apartments. Not that long ago, I-35, which runs down like the middle of Austin, segregated this town. Certain people, certain colors lived on one side, the other color lived on the other side. So for the longest time, like east of 35 was looked down upon on
Right.
the east side.
And that was
You
by
don't-
design.
By design, yeah. That's why you don't see big buildings out there. There's a lot of stuff you don't see out there that you just see on the other side.
Right.
But that's where, like, that's where the black communities, the brown communities, different communities would live. But what I'm saying that is too because like there aren't those houses right now. For one, they're not that big. Houses in Austin, people think everything's bigger in Texas. In Austin, the houses are tiny.
Yeah.
If you look at a home inside of the city limits of Austin, it's fucking tiny.
Yeah, no.
So anything out there, and then especially on the east side, you're paying like, and now they're worth millions
Yeah, that's what
for
I'm saying.
a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 900 square foot house.
Well, they're teardowns because they're building these
Yeah,
big houses
100%.
in that little spot now that go straight up.
Yeah.
I've seen these. It'd be like little house, mansion, little house, little house. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, dude, and that's happening, and it is what it is, man. I mean, you want to call it gentrification, whatever. A certain way I feel about it. If anybody was like, "Hey, if you really cared about that spot, your offspring would have stayed there and tried harder to keep it."
So you
And I say that coming from a rancher's son. Like, you have pride in your land. Your family knows that, and you know what it means, and it's instilled in you that, like, hey, this has to stay a certain way. This thing, whatever it is, a land, an organization, whatever. Sometimes it's a company. It's not even land. It's like your parents' thing, or this thing has to be run a certain way, and you just have to ensure that it keeps going because sometimes it has your name attached to it.
yeah.
I kind of feel that way. It's like, well, if it was worth more to y'all than that to whoever, and it's not just like a you color or my color, no, just to anybody, man. You can't really complain about it if the people of those people getting gentrified moved out of that place to begin with. Where
So
like those
you-
people
you
come
think
like.
it's better being segregated. You're saying?
No, it's not better to be segregated. What I'm saying is like gentrification happens. That's what I just brought up. Like
Yeah. So
a lot of gentrification in Austin happens, and you run into these things in these neighborhoods, and you see them like, oh, resistance, stop gentrification, this and that. Austin's a very woke city for being in Texas.
but the ones who stay there, their property values are going up.
Yeah, but it's also their community is shrinking,
So is that the? So,
and they're getting taxed out. Like, bro, I'm telling you, being a homeowner here in Central Texas, you can go from 1 year your taxes being something to the next year that shit goes up by $500, $700,
Yeah, okay.
and this is monthly.
Yeah.
And this is for homeowners. I don't know how many people here listen, like, but yeah, dude, that's homeowner shit, dude. And that's here, and it's growing around you, and it's like, well, my situation isn't growing like that,
yeah.
but the taxes are, what's going on here?
So you
But-
think a lot of that has to do with the tech industry.
It's just progress, man. It's not just all tech; it's everything. Not everybody. I mean, those tech people got to eat somewhere.
Well, because I do a
Those
lot
tech
of
people got to stay somewhere, so it's like the whole service industry goes with that. And like, I mean, I know people in the service industry that make really good money. Some of them are homeowners.
yeah. So
So it's not just tech, and it's not like, I mean, either way, no matter how you look at it, tech is the future.
do you think the smaller towns are getting where the people are moving to save?
No.
their
So,
taxes?
so let me get back on track with this like moving to Austin thing. So moving in Austin, if you're gonna live in Austin, like anywhere from between 183 and the river, if you think you're gonna live in Austin, like somewhere close to downtown, for one, it is pretty expensive, and you don't get a lot of space.
Yeah.
You start looking outwards, and then you start looking outwards, it's like you're driving 30, 45 minutes to go into town. But the
Yeah.
further out you go, the nicer it gets. You call it suburbs. Where this was one of the original suburbs. Like,
Right.
this used to be on the outskirts. There's a ranch, a very big ranch that, not far from here. Merrilltown was an actual farming place. Like, these were farmlands before, So in Austin, the further out you go, the nicer it gets, and you get more bang for your buck.
Right.
You're paying, whether you're renting or buying, it's something usually newer than what it would be in town and cheaper.
So you think they're trying to turn that into businesses downtown?
They're not turning into businesses. I'm just saying that, like, well, for one, there's nowhere really to live downtown unless you have like shit ton of money at your expense to pay like $3,000-4,000 for an apartment.
Right. So it's mostly apartments. Things
Yeah,
going up.
but even at that, like let's say you're getting an apartment for $3,000. Not that it's going up. There was nothing there before that was worth $3,000. Now this is. So let's say your rent is. Let's just be reasonable. Let's say your rent is $2,400, and you're staying somewhere downtown, or you're looking to stay downtown. Your options when people don't know the city, they look at somewhere and it's always off Riverside because Riverside will always be the cheaper side of town.
Yeah.
But there's a reason for that. There's a whole homeless town in the the median of Riverside. All these tents that, Riverside was a predominantly Hispanic populated area, and it still is. And you see like crack apartments right next to these giant ass brand new apartments that cost $2,500. But then there's an apartment next to it that's like $1,500 a month, and 10 Honduras live in there out of a 2-1. Fucking chasing the dream. And it's crazy. And they all share fucking beds like around the clock. And
eventually, do you think those ones will be gone? Those $1,500 ones?
Of course, they'll be gone. And then I don't know what it is, but like right now, if you're moving into town, so let's go back to $2,500 a month on rent. You're looking at Austin, it's something small, it's something shitty, it's in a place of town where you're like, damn, I'm paying this much and I'm around this bullshit.
Yeah.
Or you can come out here to North Austin, you can go out to Cedar Park, you can go out to Kyle, you can go out to Buda, and you're living in a big ass house, a big ass yard for your dog, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, you got a garage, all that shit. For the same price as you would be living in a shithole in downtown Austin.
Yeah.
For $2,500. Like, that's just a fact. Another spot, and these are places, though, where there's traffic to get there, but it ain't like LA, but we're talking 45 minutes to an hour commute to get to downtown Austin.
Yeah, it takes me about 30 from here.
30 from here? Yeah.
Sometimes. Yeah.
What's the quickest you get to downtown from here?
18 minutes if it's...
Oh, you take 35, right?
Yeah,
you're close to that.
If it's late.
I'm out in Spicewood, dude. I'm out in the hill country out there by Lake. So to me, it's 45 minutes to an hour no matter where I go. Downtown, North Austin, South Austin.
Yeah. So you drove a ways to get here?
Yeah, dog, because you mean that much to me, baby girl.
Appreciate you, man. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. But nah, man, Austin's grown a lot. Austin's changed a lot since I've been here. But I guess I bring that up because I don't want no comics listening to this or whatever. Move to Riverside.
Well, that's where they're all living is in the
and then your car, then your car gets broken into, and someone hits you over the head with the 2 Diet Coke cans and a sock.
We see so many,
and then you're laying down with CTE, wondering what the fuck. Why didn't you listen to old Hankarelli? And I'm telling you,
let me
you
ask
don't want to live down Riverside. I don't care how nice they pitch it to you. Don't want to live down Riverside unless you're like 2 blocks away from the water. You don't want to live down Riverside. You understand me? If you're on the other side of River, you know what I mean by the other side of Riverside? You don't want to be down Riverside.
All right, we got it. Don't go to Riverside.
Now, you can go to Riverside.
Don't live there.
Don't live there. There's plenty of good food on Riverside, man. Good Mexican food. Shout out to Rositas, El Pastor, some of the best El Pastor tacos in the town. They're on Riverside.
Yeah, so...
Copperhead Lounge, that's on Riverside. That place is pretty cool. Buzzmill Coffee, that's on Riverside. But that's on the side of close to the water.
Have you done that open mic?
No, I haven't. Buzzmill. I
hear about it.
Yeah, I hear there's a lot of creepy comics that hang out there, though, too.
Yeah, there's a lot of creepy comics. Well, because it's Riverside again. That's where they all live. Because that's what I'm saying. How responsible do you think Kill Tony is for these homeless comics that come out here? You're trying to warn them away, but I see so many.
No, I'm not trying to warn them away. I'm just trying to say, man, make wise decisions when you get here. Don't be expecting something. And Austin could be good, man. I don't want this city.
Well, they need to be warned away because there's so many that get ate up by this that come out here and think they're funny.
And it's a shame though, dude, because some people aren't and some people are. And they just can't.
There needs to be a stop in Houston to find out if you
man.
like a layover.
It's a jungle out here, bro. That's the history of Texas.
There's so many just sleeping in their
That's
cars.
the history of Texas, though, bro. No matter how you look at it, you come out here. So the way to give you a little history, man. I mean, well, shit, you're from Oklahoma. You know what the deal is, bro. That like everyone for centuries, no matter what it is, whether it's oil, land, people have just been coming out here to try to find something new, and some make it and some don't. Some get eaten up by Comanches. Some don't make it on Kill Tony. Some bomb at Mike. Some get scalped by Apaches.
But
shit happens, bro. Some people get blown up and fucking mining for shit in West Texas and looking for oil. And
standing out in that line, I see the same people come up that do not do open mics. That think that the first time is going to be on Kill Tony, they're going to do great.
But are they living here, though?
Yes, they're living like on the streets.
That's on them though,
living
man.
in their cars.
That's pretty cool because I mean, to me,
cool.
it's cool in the fact that there's a show out there that gives people that illusion. I'm not saying it's bad because it could be anything.
No, I'm not saying it's bad, but there's definitely it touches something, and these guys that I'm standing with in this bullpen that are. That happen to be.
You think they'll talk about those people like they do about the deadheads, the people that would travel to see?
Okay, that's where I'm getting to. Yeah, that's what there is. They're not talented. They have no jobs.
I wouldn't say that.
I'm talking about deadheads. I'm talking about deadheads.
Still, though, come on.
they just hang around.
Let's not be judgmental unless it's about yourself.
They're homeless. Queer. You know, they're whatever. But there's these Kill Tony heads that are standing out there every week that don't do open mics, that are just expecting things to happen. Like whether you've heard them say, I want to be the club manager at Joe Rogan's new club, or I want to
crazy dreams.
Yeah, but where are these delusions coming from? You know, where do they?
The delusion is coming from that people have regular dreams and regular things that they can achieve, and they see those people achieve them. And then they think that their craziness can get achieved too.
That's that access to all the porn. They also have all that access to all that aspiration and dreams that are being achieved all day long. They're being fed that they have this opportunity.
I was having a talk with this comic, and he goes, "Man, Kill Tony's bullshit. Everyone thinks it's just like they're gonna get the Hans Kim route." And I'm like, bro, there was 500 episodes before, 500 plus before Hans Kim even became a regular. Yeah. What are you talking about? You're talking that whole podcast wasn't shit until 500 something episodes in when this kid from Seattle shows up in a van. And then that's when the show starts. Like, get the fuck out of here. I do get it, though, that some people did start watching. This thing's grown, man. This show.
Did you watch the old ones?
No. I didn't watch this show until I became a part of it, man.
So you actually watch it now, though?
Yeah.
So I don't watch it now. I used to watch the old ones.
I have this thing where, because I'm there, right. I don't really pay attention when I'm there because it's different from when you watch it. I like watch it because I want to hear everything. I want to see the reactions. And it's also cool being at the house and like just be stoned and like watching a show that I was, but like, okay. No, not that. Just like, that's what I'm talking about. I remember that. Oh, this is coming up.
I still want to see my stupid ass stand in that pit another week.
That's terrible. I don't stand in that pit, thank God. But yo, my respect to those comics that do stand in the pit, man. That's dedication. I've also seen some shit talk. This person advertised for her mic, like showing something like free range chickens, the chickens in
standing out back there.
Yeah, it's like it is like that though, man. And I get it. I've been out in line. Even don't get it twisted, guys. When I have to sign up, I have to deal with the whole thing. I stand in lines to sign up too, man. So I don't like to take that many shortcuts in this, man, because I feel like I'll get cut short if I take too many shortcuts. I already got like an upper hand in some way in this game, so I don't want to take advantage of it by like trying to get more out of it. Now I gotta put in. I gotta be true to it. Like 100%. So I'm like, I'm not gonna go and ask for those bumps.
100%, man. That's great. That's admirable. Give us a little bit behind the scenes.
Unless it's Derek Dimple, I will definitely ask him for a fucking bump, dog. Or if you got cocaine, I'm gonna ask you for a bump. I'm gonna watch you do it first, because if it's got fentanyl, I want to watch you foam up first, and then I'll do it after you. I'll just do half of what you did though. Yeah, I ain't no pussy. I'm not gonna pussy out. But you gonna be my guinea pig.
So I'm one of the first people to sign up usually for Kill Tony because I like to hang out afterwards and whatever. But
lame.
The list already has like quite a few people already on there. So who's all back there beforehand? What are you
talking about?
So is that all like the camera people and the
fuck are you talking about?
Who's already on the list? Is what I'm asking.
No one. Everyone signs up.
I know. They're all signed up prior, but
not prior. When the list comes out, the list comes out.
So do you? Are you getting it afterwards?
I have to go up front with you, motherfuckers, bro. I have to sign the fucking waiver too. What the fuck are you thinking? There's presidential treatment that the list gets passed around inside before
I think you're missing out. I think you're missing the deal. There is an inside list that needs to be signs up. So you're missing. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to stand outside. You can actually sign up beforehand. The door guy list, I think.
Yeah, see, I'm not part of that world. I'm not part of the door.
So we discussed earlier, huh? Yeah, you were left out of the door guy list.
It's not that I'm left out of it. I'm just not a part of it. It's not my place to be with the door guys.
I gotcha.
Not at this place. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. It's just that's just how it is.
So
I get there at my own time. I mean, they if they do, then that's cool because they all get the
yeah, you don't have to clock in.
That's the thing. I show up whenever, man. I don't have a set time, and I just show up when, bro. I show up higher with the blunt already lit. You telling me like
That's why you're hanging out, man.
yeah, man. I can't. Yeah, it's different, and it's not that the one is above the. No, not at all. It's different worlds. They have a job in their car, and that's cool. And I just got my, but it's not.
Your job
but it's a different job, and it's weirder, and it's like not really a job because it's not the main job. You know what I'm saying? It's like it is a job,
Yeah,
but it's not. That shit don't put groceries in my. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like that for me. So it's like I'm there and I'm dedicated and I show up. But I guess I'm saying that like I could show up and leave when I want. It's not like, hey, you have to stay here and you have to do this and do these things before you leave or while you're here. It ain't like that. It's just if you show up, you show up. If not, ain't no one calls me if I don't show up. Like no one's like, hey, where the fuck you at?
Yeah.
Nah, it ain't like that. Nah, never that. And that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's free range. But pretty soon that's gonna change. I'll be over
So you
at a different spot. I'll be over at a different spot, so I think that's why that's gonna change. And that might be a little different for me, man, because I'm not really I won't be used to that around this.
You'd be more of a door guy situation there, you think?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what comes of it. I'm open to whatever. I'm not down. I'll never. There's not a single job that I'm like above or will never do.
Well, that's cool, man.
Yeah. So if it's door guy, if I gotta fucking grease some dudes in the back, you know what I'm saying?
Oh man,
For some stage time. Come here, Bobby Lee. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Then it is what it is.
Less grease there.
Yeah. If I gotta fucking run around and wipe Red Band's neck with from the sweat and grease. For hourly pay to get time, then I'll do it, dude. I'm in it to win it, bro. I'm in it for the long run in this comedy shit.
All right on, brother. Well, yeah.
We're going to end it?
I don't know. Derek's supposed to be here at 2. So what do you want to do?
Rick. Well, if he shows up, what are you going to do? Are you going to do another podcast? Don't waste it. Don't waste him being here. Let's do the year in review.
Well, that's why I forgot to message him. I should text him, see what his deal is, see if he's coming.
Like, yo, you coming, you fucking dweeb?
All right.
I never met a person in my life that like when you say the word dweeb or geek or nerd,
that's who you picture.
Like that's like that's who the word was made for this guy.
Yeah.
Like that's what a real geek is. That's what a nerd. That's what you look like.
Yeah. No, I think he hears that often.
Yeah, I love Derek Diffel though, man. Derek Diffel shows me mad love, man, and I don't think it's any secret, man. A lot of people don't show Derek Diffel love, and I think that's a shame because the kid puts in time to the scene, and you don't have to give him love, man. Don't. That's not what I'm saying, but you'll see, man. You'll see. In this thing, man, it's just like in life. If you put in the work, it may not be the result you want, man, but you get what you're gonna get what you put in.
He puts in the work.
He does put in the work though. I mean, give up on that fucking Will Smith joke though if you're gonna listen to this, Derek Dimple. That shit,
How much time
community beauty.
How much time you put in writing?
Not a lot, not as much as I should, bro. I'm just naturally gifted, so I'm up there ripping fucking heaters. Nah, it's a weird process for me, man, because I still haven't found how I write.
Yeah,
I'm illiterate. I bullshitted my way through most of school, like by being a student athlete, being in arts, and like teachers just passing. Like that shit's real, dude.
Yeah, no, I get it.
That shit's real. So, yeah, man, I don't have that, and I also don't have the patience to just sit. Sometimes I do, though, man. Sometimes I get home after a show, and like I'm around so much great comedy at all levels, and it's like, oh shit, I gotta step my shit up, and I get home, and I write. And I think I have a weird process because going back to Kill Tony, and not that that's going to be my first, but right now I think with Kill Tony eyes. So what I mean by that is if I have a joke, I need to find that version of a joke that will fit in the minute. Yeah, and it won't be the full minute because I believe you got to have at least 2-3 jokes in a Kill Tony minute.
Have you rewritten your minute over and over? Or you?
I have several.
Oh, yeah.
I think I have several. And yes, I do. I wouldn't.
So does it go by the night? You feel like you might do a different minute? like tonight than you would like last week, maybe, or
Yeah, there's certain. Yeah, I think when I'm up there, it would just be like
because I have
each
one.
night I look over a bunch of jokes, and then I'm like, okay, well, if I'm like, oh, I just have to remember three out of like this list of 15 right now. That's how shitty my repertoire is. I got 15 jokes, people.
Yeah.
15 fucking jokes. So yeah, out of those 15, I'm like, all right, which ones do I have best that are like 20 second versions of those jokes, and I just go over them, and it's like it's funny. It is a ritual. Come today, bro. Come around 3-4 o'clock. I start picking what those are.
Yeah, okay.
And then I'm thinking of them, and then I get there, and bro, I don't stop thinking about whatever jokes I'm gonna do until William Montgomery goes on stage.
That's crazy because I'm the opposite. I wrote a Kill Tony minute. I know that minute, and I'm only gonna perform that minute once that's done. But I do all these other jokes all week long that are not that. So like, I have this minute down that I'm gonna do for Kill Tony, but all the other ones maybe will be the next time or something.
Yeah. I don't know where that comes from. Like the way I want to do it, though. It just for me, I don't know. I like it.
Yeah, no, it's whatever's in the moment that night. That's cool.
I've also seen it from like the back, dude. Like man, I've seen it's pretty cool when you watch William Montgomery. I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but like William Montgomery before he goes up, man, that dude's a master of his craft, and he's an excellent pensman.
So is he writing those jokes before he goes up?
Not only that, he's got some of the best handwriting I've ever seen. Like
mine's opposite of that for sure.
Yeah, and he takes pride in his penmanship, and that's cool, man. I like that. But anyway, yeah, he writes it and just going up before and just seeing that, and like also with Hans, like
Hans, he's writing way beforehand.
Yeah, but I mean, still like, he keeps his shit on a spreadsheet. Oh, yeah. I don't think that's a secret.
He's still putting it together just before the show.
I don't know I can't speak on that. I'm just telling you, like I see this. What I'm seeing is that like there's these two guys, very different style, but kind of similar. Of like, I don't know. It's almost like, all right, you're gonna go fight. You got all these moves you can do, but you're really just gonna. I don't know. That's how I went at it with like jujitsu or anything. Like, all right, man, I've learned an omoplata. I've learned a heel hook. I've learned a Kimura. Like all these, these things of like ways to submit you, but really how am I going to get there? Okay, it's going to be, I'm going to pull you in a guard, and then I'm going to sweep, and then I'm going to side. And so it's this that I'm going to do. But I know all these other stuff.
See.
But this is the path I'm going to take.
I'm a little different.
And that's like that's my process. Okay, you know what path would it be? And I think that's what I see with them of like, you have all this stuff and you could have it in either written down or a spreadsheet or a database or in a joke book or in your head, however, but then picking from it. Like, okay, because yeah, you may have heard me say these jokes around town at open mics, but the audience of Kill Tony hasn't. So it's like, I got to do this, it's like, boom. So now all these 15 jokes that I tell around town, I gotta have these short versions of it so that hopefully they hit.
Yeah. Well, what you said earlier about
excuse me,
hearing the same jokes from Joey was something that I find also the same way. I don't like to do the same jokes on the same mics. Like I won't do like the same the same set.
I think I'll get there eventually. It's bothering me right now that I don't. Shout out to Tim Warner. I don't know if a lot of people know who that is.
I do.
I love Tim Warner, man.
I was following Tim before Tim was Tim.
I'm glad that he's going through his sobriety journey right now.
Hell yeah.
I wish you a lot of success in that, my brother. So Tim Warner is someone that, for whatever reason, I don't want him seeing me do the same jokes. Isn't that weird? I don't know what it is about this guy. He's like a little Yoda.
He came up to me one time. He said, "Don't do jokes for them. Do jokes for you."
Yeah, it was something. I don't even. Yeah, me and him have like this cool little relationship, man. That where we just see each other like, or message each other. But yeah, man, like so it's not that the same for me. It's just if he's around, I got to make sure it's like, okay, what's my new stuff that he hasn't heard already. It's funny. Yeah, it's not about the mic. To me right now, I mean, bro, I've only been doing this since July of this year. So it hasn't been that long. So I'm just working. I'm just putting, legs under this fucking 5 minutes that I'm doing.
Tim is the king of the challenge mic. He will. That's where I met him at. Well, that's where he gave me the advice at was He would go and do a topic. He'll just do a whole 5 minutes on one topic and just rant and be funny about it. He'll say that topic again and then do more jokes on that and then just keep on bringing it back.
The first night I met Tim was a bad one. It was over at Antone's, and there was this creepy guy who I'm not gonna say his name, but he was coming around, and I got. It was like I was first coming around, and I was like, all right, maybe I was taking my job a little too seriously, and I bullied this dude. I bullied this dude out of the venue, and he was out there, and I had seen, and he was hanging around Tim Warner and another guy named Kiko Vietnamese. Yeah, I love Kiko. Kiko's my boy. I associated those two guys with this guy. And I said, yo, you better take care of your fucking homeboy, dude. And gave them both the fucking maluka, the stink eye. And then walked out. I just remember them looking at me like, who the fuck are you? Like,
who's this guy?
Yeah, they was like, he just stood like, we're not with this guy. Anyway, I found that out later, but that was my first night, like, meeting him. And then, yeah.
Tim's an interesting guy. He's had a crazy journey since he got on Kill Tony, that first time out here. And then, seeing his sobriety journey and everything he's been through and whatnot, but it's still...
I'll tell you this, comic. Man. I'll always practice for a Kill Tony minute, but Kill Tony will never be my goal is not Kill Tony.
Yeah.
I want to do good on Kill Tony when it happens, because it will happen. I just want to do good on it, and every time I get called up, I want to do good and be great at it, but that's not my goal. My goal is not to be a regular on there. I don't want that.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be great. I would love it. If it happens, absolutely. I'm not going to turn it down. That's not my goal, though. Okay. So I feel like some people, that is their goal.
Yeah.
It's like, I just want to be the next William. I want to be the next David.
I just wanted to get up there and be like, I told you guys I could do this. That was just my point.
I think the show and like in general is just good. Like, can you be funny in a minute?
Yeah,
that's when it counts, dude. And like, and Joey Diaz would say that, Mitzi Shore, that's where she came up with the 3-minute spot or something like that, or the 5-minute or 7-minute spot, because that's how long an audition was in Hollywood. So it's like, hey, you got to learn to use this time wisely.
Right.
You're not going to have your 15 minutes. You're going to have half that time. You're going to have 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Be funny at this. And now Kill Tony's like, now, and especially now in the day of like, dude, I know comics right now that are blowing up because of TikTok.
Yeah.
And shit like, and yeah, that's cool. And they're doing the work. I don't want us to get into like the whole TikTok comic thing, because there is a difference. But some of these guys, I would say they're real comics, and they're just blowing up because they're giving they're putting up shorts up there, and maybe or like going into it, their game plan is to do it this way so that this would hit. And it is what it is, man. That's what gets attention now.
Yeah.
It's like motherfuckers complaining about like, oh well, I don't know. I don't even want to get into it. It's weird. It's like, yo, bro, times are changing. This is what it is now. You could go back and like, oh, well, Bill Hicks wasn't doing it this way, or so-and-so wasn't doing it this way. And you still got to have your 30 minutes, and you still got to put out your special.
Right.
What if the days of the special are done?
Well, I was just listening to comedy on, iTunes, but it's still got, 3 to 5 minute bits.
Bro, what if the next special is a short or a reel?
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's what I'm saying. I think that those hours...
The next special is like a 1 minute and 24 thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
It happened, bro. We're almost there. You know how many times I've seen it passed around?
But we still have all that time of the day.
Check this out, though. There's only so much like bandwidth, like shit that you share. And in my world, like during the day, or like I'm around a bunch of like day laborers. I'm around a bunch of like real working people.
Yeah.
And I'm included in some of these like group chats or whatever. And what goes around as like comedy stuff, what I'm getting to is like, I think so, because what I've seen past no less than 24 times has been Andrew Schultz's take or joke on the pyramids. While there's no conspiracy theorist of like why Mexican, and that shit's getting passed around, and it's getting passed around with like it doesn't even have him on it. Now it's just a voiceover of like them, of just pictures of like dudes putting up, like it'll be a guy working a roof on TikTok, and it's his account, and he's like showing how fast he can do this thing, and boom, 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 and that Andrew Schultz bit is playing over that, and it's getting the views.
Yeah.
So it's like that. Because that will be passed around more than Ari Shaffir's juice, and that's killer.
Yeah.
But giving something 30 minutes commitment to watch to see if it's funny or not, as opposed to something that's a minute and a half.
Right, but that was
that's faster.
Yeah.
And I think it's not it doesn't look like it's stopping or if it's going back. If anything, now I feel like more people that YouTube Shorts is so fucking big now. Instagram has those reels or whatever they're called. We're heading in that direction.
Yeah,
I'm not saying change your comedy, don't do 15-minute spots. What are you talking about? I wish I had an hour.
Yeah.
I wish I had hours. Plural.
Well, you definitely. I don't think that's going to go away. You know,
that won't. But I think what's going to go away is like, oh, Eddie Murphy Raw, and that was like the thing. It's like, oh, that's the guy from that short.
Well, yeah, because
that's the guy with the Mexican pyramid joke.
That's what people see now. Yeah,
that's the guy with this. Yeah. Fluffy, I think, kind of started that with Fluffy. Fluffy came out of a joke, and like that's his thing. And let's be honest, though, Fluffy, he kind of just like went and impersonated Felipe Esparza, like in the first few years.
It's crazy.
I'm just saying, like, if you're Felipe and this guy's out there making millions just like by 10 minutes doing an impersonation of you.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked.
Let me go out there and beat Chad-O and impersonate Chad-O. Whatever. Shout out to Fluffy though, man. I mean, Fluffy's a big inspiration to people like me, people that look like me, man.
Well, he's just more. He was more commercial, you know. That's the thing, is he was more Disney than Felipe.
Not even about that though. I mean, it's just like for him, it's like a lot of it was representation for a lot of people, because up until him, like, he didn't really have much. He was like almost like the Pat. He was, and I'm talking from brown people eyes.
Would Felipe do Speedy Gonzalez? Would he be?
I don't know. You'd have to ask him. How the fuck would I?
But
bro, I didn't even grow up with Speedy Gonzalez, bro. That's just before my time.
But
I don't know that shit.
But
that shit don't bother me.
Sign me that fucking contract, man. Here's some other voices I can do. You know, he plays the game.
No, what I'm getting to with Fluffy is, to me, is before him it was George Lopez. Paul Rodriguez. It's not about that, bro. Forget that Hollywood shit. Take your Hollywood eyes out of it. See, that's the advantage you have of being white. And this ain't no disrespect, bro. This is coming from a person that isn't white. This is from someone that looks like me. Before him, it was like, just go through it in the timeline. Like in the 70s, it was just Freddie Prinze, and that's it. You got a little bit right here, dog. It was just Freddie Prinze, and those were the only, like, that was the only brown dude you saw, or Desi Arnaz. Then in the 80s, it was like Cheech. And then late 80s, it was just one guy. That's what I'm saying, though. It's just one guy. And that's good for you, though, dog. But your culture will never be like, oh man, there's just one of us doing it. For us, it was that. It's like, it's just one of us out there. Right. Good or bad. And that's bad, because like some people don't relate to it. It's like, oh, that guy ain't funny. He doesn't represent me. Whatever. So what I'm getting to is, you had all these guys, and I think like come around like the late 90s, early 2000s, there's more people that look like me in the scene that are out, like getting whether they're good or not, it's not for me to say, but it's just the representation that is there. I forgot how we got on here, but like that's what like Gabriel, like where Fluffy was, like he was the changing of the guard of, like, for me, in my eyes, of like after George Lopez, after Paul Rodriguez, he was the next big, and I mean he's gone on to do whatever. I don't want to compare like numbers or stats, or he's done more of this or more of that. It's not about that. This is just on like a representation thing. It was like, oh, we don't have to be dirty.
All right, yeah.
We don't, like there's a different way of going about it, and then not only him, then we're getting Pablo Francisco's, we're getting Edwin San Juan's coming out. Which are older. It's not that they were young, but it was like the exposure, the late 90s, early 2000s. Then the internet started coming around, and you're seeing this shit, man. And now it's like, you know, there's a lot more of us out there. Now I don't even think it matters.
Yeah.
I don't subscribe to that of like, oh, I'm a Latin comic. Fuck that. But it like the whole representation, it wasn't like fluffy. Just for me was that for people that look like me in comedy, it was like, oh, okay, he's like the change of like, okay, he's the next big one now. But then with him came a lot others. But in that path, I guess it came like with Felipe, you know, it was like, thinking back, it's like, all right, man, early on, like the thing that, like Felipe, like, you know, he was just impersonating Felipe Esparza in his act. It's like, and I don't even know if they have a beef or not. Am I starting this? I don't know anything about this.
Yeah,
do they have a beef?
I don't know.
I'm over here starting. They may be like the best of friends, and I'm over here starting a beef. Like, yo, Felipe, you fucking.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's he just he never really took off like Fluffy did is the main thing.
Yeah, well, Fluffy was off. Yeah, Fluffy had that thing, man. Fluffy had that. He subscribed also to he's not a Latin comic, but his representation mattered to Latin people in the comedy thing. Cause like, it's like, hey, I could come up and I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, he would do but he would do fat jokes instead of like all just Mexican jokes all just, oh, white people this, white people that.
Right. He would just
Carlos
be like,
it was just like, hey,
this is what's happening today.
Through the eyes of a fat guy.
Yeah. Who happens to be Mexican.
And then on top of that happens to have like the best impersonations, sound effect voices to go with it. He's like, it was like, oh man, he's a whole
those
fucking
are secondary.
And he's funny, and like he usually says it and it's clean and a lot more people can watch it, and it had more eyes.
Yeah.
Like a lot. You know, I was young, and that's shit that I didn't have to sneak from my parents. Like, like, oh, I could watch whatever.
Yeah.
That first one, I'm not fat, I'm fluffy. That was his special. Young Gabriel, dude.
Yeah.
I still have that DVD somewhere in my house, man. It was like a popcorn box. That shit's like special to me, dog.
I think we had that one too. Yeah.
For that reason, it's like, oh, look, here's someone that looks like me. And like, yeah, he tells, you know, stories and jokes in there from brown eyes, you know, from that perspective, but it was different. That's not what it was about. It wasn't like the whole thing. And no disrespect to George Lopez, but I didn't always get down with like, bro, how are you going to say you're a Latin comic, then you just go up there and you make fun of our people for a straight fucking hour.
Yeah.
Playing the stereotype, doing the voice, doing the thing. Instead of you being funny through the eyes of a person that so happens to be this, you choose to... Not all his comedy was like that. That's just how I saw it through my eyes. So...
There you go with the Lowrider soundtrack and
and it's not about that. I mean, fuck, I love Lowrider. I love I love that shit. But it was that. It was like
he played into it a different angle than
and then there were the Latin kings of comedy. But again,
they
was
wore the suits.
It was also a different generation. It was like, you know, I'm a young kid. I didn't see Cheech Marin. I knew of Cheech and Chong, but I had to rent the movies. That shit wasn't on TV like it was back then. Okay. Joey Medina, Paul Rodriguez, like I didn't see this shit till later on. Once their shit became classic, then it came on Comedy Central. I didn't grow up with that. Like so to me it's like I don't know. No. But that representation in this shit mattered. I could only imagine if it even matters like I would an Indian comic, an Asian comic, a Middle Eastern comic of like, dude, who do you have?
Right.
And like that shit, like, oh man, when your guy makes it, your guy makes it. And then sometimes it's not about that. It's like it has to be a couple or it has to be a different guy. Like if we're all this way, a guy that thinks different from like that stereotype, you know, makes it. That's what Fluffy was to me. It's like, you can go up there and like you don't have to play that shit. You don't have to play I don't know. You don't have to play the stereotype. You can be a fat guy. You can be a sound effect guy and do all this other funny shit.
That's cool. It's good to have Mexican heroes who are just Mexican heroes. They're
not even Mexican, man. They're Chicanos. So and that's the whole thing, man. Like it's you say Mexican, like, and I'm not. It's not you. It's like in general, it's like these people are Mexican because if they go to Mexico, they're not welcome to Mexico. You think Mexican?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. With
Mexicans don't like. We're our own people. Like most of us have been here for fucking centuries, dog. It's like, dude, We've been on Texas land forever.
Yeah,
like, what are you talking about? You don't think
Texas
there was brown?
America, yeah.
You don't think there was brown people in the 1600s here? Like, what the fuck's the matter with you?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so it's, ain't no Mexicans. There's been brown people like all throughout the Midwest, California, and throughout this whole fucking land, dog. Because really, what a brown person is just an Indian that got raped back in the day. That's really what it is. That's what we became, and then they just drew a border, and some of them stayed down there, some of them were up here.
Yeah.
But that's what a Mexican is. I mean, a Mexican ain't no fucking Spaniard. You do see white Mexicans. I mean, there's
Louis C.K.
Yeah, he's not really that Mexican. Shout out to him though. I mean, representation matters. He is, but I mean, what I'm saying is like un mexicano que habla castellano and like can really speak it, not just whatever. I'm not gonna start talking Spanish here, but there are those white Mexicans. But when you think of a Mexican, you think of like a brown person. But how do you think he got brown? A white fucked a red, and it came out brown.
Yeah, all right.
That's how. I see, but yeah, man. But like the whole thing of like, it's not Mexican comic. It's just I don't know. Some people call it Chicanos. Some people call it Hispanic, Mexican American, whatever it is. It's just someone that looks like me. That's why I try to say that more than categorizing the person.
Well, yeah.
But people get what I mean, like by looks like me, dark hair, dark features.
Sure.
Yeah, certain color skin, like, and there's a difference, and it's not that we have to separate by that, but I mean, at the end of the day, it does something to the psyche when you see people that look like you either do things good or do things bad, because it affects you in whatever. I could only imagine being a certain color and then just being portrayed as like an evil person, no matter what. Like just imagine, like a white, exactly. Yeah. That's exactly what I mean, dog. Like you growing up and it's like, oh man, like we're responsible for everything. Like, geez. And that's for everybody. It's like, fuck, you don't, like Middle Eastern kids in this country, like, God damn, we kill Americans? That's what we're about? Like, we're just terrorists?
Yeah.
Like, or we're just colonizers? We just fucking, it's wild, dog. But, nah. It is what it is. I don't know how we got there. Shout out Fluffy.
Well, yeah, but as Americans, we like to categorize the type of Americans
we do. As humans, it makes it easier. It makes it easier to categorize. I think to be like, oh, okay, you're either in this. It makes me understand you. It's like a process we have to put you in categories. To like, it's like that show Plink on Price is Right. Plinko.
Yeah.
Click, 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 and it's coming down. White. And it's like, it's like, all right, where's this going? Oh, you're going this. Okay, boop, boop, and then you land on here. Okay, that means I categorize you. At the end of the day, it's all just categorizing, dog.
Yeah,
that's how we evolved. It's like, can I trust you or not?
Well, yeah, but then you're going on, the trust of the past, not the person too.
Yeah. What do you think on like George Carlin and Bill Hicks and them, man? Like the
I would love to have insightful, comedy thoughts, and not just do dick jokes and, do, have a reason people came out and, left with something,
I like the fact that a lot of those guys were out of Houston. Mm-hmm. I want to do like a history podcast and just go over that. I love history, dude. I'm supposed to do something here soon with Gareth. I think we're going to do an episode about the cedar choppers here in town.
Okay.
Just a little thing. I don't know. I just love history, but I feel like there should be something done about that Houston scene, the Laugh Stop and the Laugh. I forget what the other one was, like the Laugh Stop and the Laugh Factory or something.
No, it was not Laugh Factory, but yeah.
Whatever. But that scene at that time, and then what came out of them, like at tail end of that, Ralphie May. Oh, player. Dude, Ralphie May's Ostentatious special was huge too. I heard it on the Church of What's Happening Now after Ralphie May passed away. Joey Diaz was just talking about Ralphie and how much of a genius he was, and he goes, he was telling me that back in the day when he did that special, he wore that outfit, and it was an orange jumpsuit, leather jumpsuit. He wore that so that when you were flipping the channels, you'd see that and you'd stop. That's how I came across that shit. Oh, so really? When Joey Diaz explained to him that that's what Ralphie told him, it's like, that's exactly what happened to me. Wow. I remember flipping through, and it was Comedy Central Channel 49 on the TV that I had, and boom, that shit was on. I was like, oh, what the fuck?
Big bright orange guy.
Big bright orange dude, and like he's a big dude, and he was big white guy, kind of rednecky, but sounded like a black guy.
Yeah.
Right up my alley. It's like, all right.
Yeah, I was just listening to his scuba diving bit. The people in the theaters,
Yeah.
talking.
Rest in peace, Ralphie May, man. He was another one one of my favorite comics, man. Growing up, a big inspiration to like the kind of jokes that I like to do, man.
Yeah, no, he was definitely funny. Not afraid to say anything.
Yeah.
Too, yeah.
Yeah, that's always been my favorite style of comic, man.
Yeah, so a little bit different than Fluffy.
Yeah, a little bit different than Fluffy, but also, it was different. Not in a way, Blue Collar was like that.
Yeah, they weren't afraid to say shit about
They
themselves.
weren't afraid to say, and it was like, in a nice way, calling someone retarded. Bill Engvall was
Bless
like,
your heart.
here's your sign.
Yeah.
Like, oh, if you do this, here's your sign.
Yeah,
it was almost like a precursor to Are You Garbage? I love that podcast, Are You Garbage? But they're like, if you do this, you're garbage.
Oh, yeah.
And Bill Engvall was like, well, or Jeff Foxworthy's like, well, if you do this, you might be a redneck.
Well, that was John. What was John Cho? What were we talking about?
Henry Cho.
Henry Cho. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was the Bless Your Heart. That was
Bless your heart.
That was the southern part. Yeah, the nice way of saying you're a fucking idiot.
You're an idiot.
Yeah. Well, bless your heart. Yeah.
Or you might be a redneck. Get her done.
Yeah.
And then Ron White, man, that was like,
He never really had the catchphrase, did he?
he didn't.
No,
It
tater
was just-
salad.
It was just
Yeah.
tater salad. That's
Yeah,
what everyone
that was
said.
it.
It was
Yeah.
just tater salad.
Yeah.
To this day.
Yeah.
I hear it, man. When he's in the venue wherever I'm at, people are like, oh, it's tater salad.
Yeah. That's his thing that follows him.
That story's legendary, man. Like, his story of that, where like he didn't really believe in what they were doing. It was like, all right, man, well, I'll just go up and do 10 minutes, and then I gotta fit. Or I think he got like 15 minutes, and he did 5 minutes worth of jokes, and then he did a 10-minute story.
Yeah.
And that's what fucking hit, and like,
That's what followed him around.
and that's and then he was like, well, he had all this other like years worth of material that no one's seen before, and I was like, oh, I didn't burn any of that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Kill Tony might be that way. That's like,
Yeah.
it's like, hey, man, they see a few minutes. It's like, dude, you've only seen a few minutes. Wait till you see my 15.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Wait till my hour comes out.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck yeah, bro.
That's cool, brother.
So what's up? We're gonna end it.
Yeah, I don't think
We're gonna call it quits.
Deadpool's going to come by. It's 2:24. We've been
Fuck
doing
you,
this
dickhole.
for 2 hours now, 1:56.
Damn.
We've been streaming. Been talking longer than that.
Cool.
So appreciate you coming out, man. Appreciate you enjoying the spread. You had a piece of broccoli, I saw.
I had several pieces of broccoli. Yo, before we get out, make sure you find me on Instagram. I got a couple things on Instagram. First and foremost, This Ain't Hank. Follow me, but I probably won't accept your friend request. Follow me, though, on the El Hank Show page. That's a little podcast I need to get back up and running. I got some shit planned up for that. I did a couple episodes last year around this time. It's time to get that kicking. But the El Hank Show on Facebook, on Instagram and on YouTube. I got my, got a little YouTube channel. But anyway, this is going to be for the future because only like 10 comics are going to watch this and y'all are all going to hate on me. But in the future, you're going to look back and be like, oh man, Daddy was so smooth. Oh, look how young he was and this and that. Poppy, oh, anyway. And Chad too, of course, he's all right. So yeah, do that. Another thing, wherever you're watching this, make sure you subscribe to this shit, man. That shit's important.
Yeah.
We got to get these numbers, man. We got to know who we're dealing with. We got to get these numbers up. Support local comedy, support local arts, no matter what it is, man. A lot of people put their heart and soul into some shit that we just may think it's fucking dick jokes and pussy jokes. At the end of the day, that's what it is, and they're not talented.
Hey, that's mine.
But yeah, hey, Chad is doing his best. And yeah, if you planning on moving out to Austin,
Have a house.
Don't
Get a location.
Don't go to Riverside.
Don't live in your car. Don't be homeless.
Don't live by St. Edward's University. Also, you'll get robbed. Yeah, that's it and that's that, man. Watch Kill Tony. Watch Yo Mouth. Wash your ass. Call your mom. Tell her that you love her. Tell her that you're sorry that you used to suck dick in high school and that she caught you with your water polo teammate, laying down on the
Confession
trampoline
time.
and his dick was out.
Hank's mom's listening.
Yeah, Mom, I'm sorry. Look, I changed. I don't do that no more. I don't think like that no more. The Lord got
think about
in me. The Lord got in me. Nah, man, but yeah, so we're going to end it with that. Come out, Derek Denfo. I think you're an asshole for not showing up, but I'm glad you didn't show up because I would have punched you and thrown one of these cupcakes in your fucking face.
That would have been fun.
Chad O now owes me an eighth of weed.
Well, you smoked my weed. We smoked our weed. We smoked everybody's weed.
Anyway,
But I'll see you tonight. Kill Tony, man. Everybody come
let's
out.
do it, dog.
All right, guys.
Hey, shout out Puerto Rico. Hey, Chad, are you? What's your last name? How do you say it? I don't want to fuck it up.
It's Olshavsky.
Olshavsky. What is that? Polish?
Yeah, it might be. Or Russian. I don't know. I guess, no, I shouldn't be Russian. I should be Polish this week. Yeah.
It's like Polish. Why this week?
Well, just the Russian invasion. Yeah.
That's gay. You're not Polish, though? You're not a Polak?
It might be. It's border Chicago area, so yeah.
Oh, big Polak, dog. Well, I was going to get to, we all know that Polacks are the Puerto Ricans of Europe. And with that, we're out.
All right, buddy.
Viva Puerto Rico!